Begin. Yeah. Alrighty.
Welcome back to We're All Gonna Die.
Not today. I'm your host, Last Live.
Right. Last session, you guys made it to the town of Deep Run River, and that's where you went to go help that one merchant guy. When you were there for a little while, unexpected things happened, and a Tarrasque literally came out from the waters itself, crushed the pirate ship, a merchant pirate ship, as it were, and then just started stomping through the village. And the Doomspeakers, which was a non-violent cult at the time, they were out just haranguing people and telling them that the dark gods are near. And to repent now, because it'll be too late when the dark gods return, so show your loyalty now. And they were asking for children. They weren't taking money. They were asking for children and things like that so that they could get more followers into their group. They helpfully decided to try and block everybody from escaping the town as the Tarrasque was crushing everything, because in their minds it was a front row ticket to Armageddon. And it was, this is it, the prophecies are being fulfilled, and so they were doing everything possible to stop the townsfolk from escaping, figuring that would earn them a better place in their dark god's eyes. And the heroes, of course, were able to fight their way through them and lead many, not all, but many of the townsfolk to safety. And eventually the Tarrasque was on its way, went back into the water, so you have no idea when or if it will come back out again. But you guys decided that you were going to go after the Doomspeakers cult and find out what's going on with them. And they had been handing out pamphlets, of course, trying to, recruiters were telling people where to come and stuff. And so it was easy enough to find their actual temple. It was deep in the forest. It's about a day and a half's march. And when you finally get there, basically a regular walk through the forest. There wasn't anything special about it whatsoever, but there was, some trails and stuff going on. And eventually you came across a kind of a old, unused cobblestone road/trail, and that took you right to the place where you needed to go. And you finally come to here, which is where it marks the Doomspeakers. And on the pamphlets that they had figuring out as you're reading the brochure material and whatnot, as you're trying to learn about the Doomspeakers and stuff, what little it has, it basically just showed, of course, the location of where their temple was to pledge their loyalty. But it talked about basically that it's a religious cult driven primarily by fear and what it calls the four elemental terrors of mankind, or what they call the four truths. The four truths of mankind. And those four truths are death and decay, pestilence and famine, chaos and anarchy, and just plain unreasoning terror. Those four eternals are basically what they're basing their entire cult off of, and saying that these things always exist, and that trying to fight against them is futile, and what you really need to do is cast yourself into them, and because that is what the dark gods are looking for. And so to pledge yourself to those things, and that those who willingly submit to these horrors and whatnot, essentially that they'll be the right hand of the devil, if you will, that they'll be the guardians, and they'll be in places of power when the dark gods take over, as opposed to being the fire. So and those are the only choices that you have. So and you'll be part of something called the Evernight Court, is what they say. So there'll be this elevated place for you over the rest of humanity, which will suffer for all of eternity, etc., so on and so forth. And at the bottom,
Night with a K or without a K?
Like
eternal night?
No, it's in nighttime, N-I-G-H-T, right. The Evernight Court, so eternal darkness court, basically. And at the bottom of the pamphlets, it says, "The sun may rise, but darkness rules eternal," which was basically the thing of darkness and blackness, that's the default of the universe. And so there might be sources of light that come out from time to time, but darkness is what the default state is, and so you should pledge yourself to that. So everything about this, just, you can't stand. It's the...
Yeah, I think I probably should ask the party, but how are we going about this? Because I think if you let me loose, it's just going to be a bloodshed.
If my recollection serves me right, aren't you already kind of steaming because we rescued the guy's wife and kids, but didn't he die?
No, the merchant survived.
Merchant
Did
survived.
He
Yeah,
did.
survived. Yep.
He almost died.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I can't remember.
But there were countless of
A lot of
civilians that
people
were-
died.
Yeah, a lot of people died.
because of those guys. Not just
We don't think that they're responsible for the Tarrasque coming out of the river, do we?
We don't know.
It seems unlikely that the people that you met would have the power to summon a Tarrasque. That being said, you don't know if there are other greater powers, at work.
Yeah.
The Tarrasque didn't seem to show them any particular affinity. There were times that they were standing in the street praising it and it just came over and stomped them flat.
Definitely on you.
So either their faith was not strong enough or it was really not related to the event that occurred. But they certainly believed that it was related to it.
Of course.
That was the
welcome to
point
death
for
pretty
them.
willingly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they died with this excellent glory on their face because it was, for them it was like an ultimate sacrifice and it was only going to give them that much greater rewards on the other side. You were just happy to see them go.
Yeah. So they're pretty willing to die in service of their God.
They seem to be, yes. That's, it's a self-cleaning.
I can manage that.
Start sharpening the pole,
Right.
the whole side of the
I've been
hill.
sharpening the whole walk through the woods.
Right.
He's had a whetstone on his spear tip since we left.
So as you're walking along, and this is a day and a half that you're walking, as you come around the bend through the forest, you start to see what appears to be basically like an old noble's mansion. It's not a temple, it's not an actual temple. It looks like it was probably a minor noble or a rich, merchant or somebody like that.
Kind of like a manor estate.
Right. Was here, and then maybe 50 or 80 years ago or something, it got abandoned.
Oh, wow.
And so these guys have apparently taken it over as okay, this is a building that we can use.
So that's why there's a moss on it, overthrown.
As you come around the corner, you can see that the walls are all dilapidated and uncared for, parts of it are broken off and whatnot. There used to be like a gatehouse over here that just kind of crumbled over, whether there was earthquakes over the decades or whatever, monsters may have attacked it, but it's clearly all defunct now. It's just kind of crashed out. The cobblestone, it's half grown over because it hasn't been cared for so long. So as you're coming around the corner and you start to get a glimpse of it, you're definitely not impressed by the glory of the power, so to speak. In some ways, though, it matches the tenor that they were set that they set when they were talking. When people would try and offer them gold, they would remember when they threw it down to the side, and they were like, "You cannot buy your way into the. They want your souls, they want your will, blah 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 blah." And so the fact that they don't have any kind of an opulent temple, in some ways you're like, they're really low grade, and there's another part of your head that goes, these guys are real believers. Like their level of faith, it's not like this is a scam in order to get cash from the, you know what I mean? These guys really believe what they're saying. And the bills are selling, which to you as the paladin, and you actually also as a druid, who's, life is sacred, and these guys are all about the destruction of it and so on and so forth, kind of rubs you very much the wrong way, as this is not a good place to go. But in particular, just as you're rounding the bend and you can see the trees and stuff, and you can just start to see the dilapidated walls and the manor itself, you, the paladin, Cygnus,
Yes.
hear a female voice in your ear or in your head. You're not really sure. It seems to you can't place it.
My angel.
Pardon?
My angel.
And very well could be. And it's definitely feminine, but there's a level of certainty and power to it that you just haven't heard from anyone else. It would be as if a queen was speaking to you, but it's like a level, a measure, of an order of magnitude above that.
I'm aware, I'm conscious?
Yes,
Okay.
you're conscious. This is as you're rounding, it's almost like a lucid dreaming state. As you're rounding the corner and you're discussing with them how you want to approach it. And this voice says to you that you've witnessed the horror that these people are trying to do, and that the Doomspeakers are trying to accomplish by blocking innocent people from running for their lives and whatnot. And she says to you that the darkness that you are about to enter shields my sight. If you will be the light of my eyes in this darkness to discover what drives the heart of this evil, I shall reward you. And she holds out, and you see, it's lucid dreaming, like I said, you see a feminine hand that's like clothed in white sleeve, but it's got some like gold trim on it.
Yeah.
And it hands 5 gold coins, but it's in your mind. It's not actually in front of you. It's 5 gold coins, and you take it to mean something with value. It's not actually gold that she's offering you, but she's telling you that there's a reward if you were to go in there and do more than just slaughter, but to learn. She wants you to be eyes, and you get the impression that she wants you to clean the place out, but she wants you to learn what you can about them so that it can be more effectively fought in the future.
I might be able to help with that.
However, it is not a command. She did not quest you to do this. She requested you and allowed you the free choice.
Well, I'm
basically,
curious
to
why
make a decision.
a god can't see into the dilapidated narrative.
Well, that is a curious question, isn't it?
So I'll find out.
No.
I'll gladly do that.
So,
I actually feel metal.
Yeah. I've got a team here too.
Well, I've got a stage background, so
Ooh.
I have.
Oh, you might be able to
ways in finding
if there's
lore.
some magic shit in there.
Well, it's in finding lore on like locations and certain people. So if this was once home to somebody else and that is somehow related, like maybe the guy that used to have like the noble or whatever used to live here ended up converting or starting this occult. I may find something in there about it.
there was a noble who lived in this location. It was about 50 or so years ago. And he started and he was just like a run-of-the-mill, typical, little bit snobby, noble kind of guy. But from what research you were able to get out of it, when you looked at the map and you asked the different townsfolk, well, do you know anything about this location? Oh yeah, that was, Bob's. I didn't have the name for it.
Yeah, I got it.
Mansion. Okay, and that was Stormwood's mansion. The Lord Stormwood's mansion, and he was a regular kind of low rent, noble, a little uppity for his own good, but generally not a bad person. And then he just started getting weird, and then more and more eccentric, and then his visits to town became fewer and fewer. And then the last time anybody went to visit and see him, he was apparently had gone stark raving mad, and would not allow anybody to come into the residence. And then no one's, he's a noble. No one has the right to go knock on the door and force their way in if he doesn't want to come out. And no one's heard from him since, and we just presume he all died.
Telling you right now, it sounds like it's reading this suspicious book.
Oh yeah.
That sounds fishy.
Ragnar. I'll stay within 30 feet of you, okay? You do a lot of rolls.
I'm in the center.
You're a little lucky guy, aren't you?
Yeah. That's
And what's your guy's name?
Marcus.
Marcus. Okay, Marcus is like a shield fighter?
Dude,
I've got an
he's
idea.
got about
And
200 inch you.
Okay.
I've got an idea. You just get a whole bunch of rope and bless it. So it's used magic, and then you just hide ourselves.
It's all of our asking called it.
As the DM, I have to say I love the idea of you staying within 30 feet of him because it makes it easier to place the fireball. So,
It was a death call, not a fire call.
it could be death by fire. We don't know.
You don't kill.
Listen, they didn't explain how it rot and decays with pestilence.
Uh-huh.
Pestilence can be in many forms.
Right. So
what are we doing? We going in guns blazing? We
I
going
think
in?
so. I think maybe we try to do it in a way where
I mean, we have.
if we can kill people quietly, so the next room doesn't know we're coming.
Look at you like, can you do that?
Quiet. Well, I'm in heavy armor,
Maybe
so I have bad stealth rolls, but
maybe try and convince them to let us in and hear their perspective.
Well,
The one
they're
gaining
giving out.
information
They're
that we
giving
have.
out pamphlets. They're obviously recruiting.
Right.
I have like a halo on my head, and my eyes are glowing with the light of, divine druids. I don't think they're gonna.
You can always.
I'm not gonna cover that.
You can always change your mind.
I was like, can you do that?
I'll throw my hood over for now, but I'm gonna pull it off real bad, really.
Really tall.
But right, like, what's with the weird shape?
I mean, there's like a flashlight of light coming out from it.
My man's got an 87 high and tight under his point nail.
He's got an RGB
With a little bit of a vanilla ice
Yeah,
cream.
yeah. Like, that's a very eccentric robe. I didn't know they had like color changing.
I think if we kill them quick enough, and we make sure that none of them can we'll target the big guys who try to run back into the house, so they don't let the whole complex know.
I think
Well, they
it
just-
work out.
They could just let us in.
Yeah. All right. Get as far as we can in.
And then
work
we're
our
surrounded.
way- Yeah, but then work our way.
Because if you take out the guys in front, it'd be like pulling the leaves of the outside of the branches. I mean, you still have the roots.
Yeah.
The tree's gonna grow back.
Right. Whereas
When he says that, you get the feeling that that's what that voice was trying to impart to you, is that you want to gain first-hand knowledge. She would like you to gain first-hand knowledge from them.
I say go and get what we need, burn it down on our way out.
She didn't at all say, don't destroy everything.
Yeah. Or at least, at the very least, if there happens to be a guy who looks like he's a charge, let's try to capture
Right.
him rather than I'll try.
You destroy the roots and the tree dies.
How very wise.
Thank you, Druid.
How very wise and as a sage from the woods. I love that.
I'll tone it down, but there's gonna be a point where I'm gonna hit the button, I think. So.
I understand.
Oh.
So you guys round the corner, you come here, and there is in fact one person, I guess you could call them a guard, that's standing there. They don't, they're wearing, those kind of shabby looking robes, basically. You're swapping out your name, or you got a, there you go.
Okay.
That works.
Oh, we got a mini.
Yeah, we gotta know which one's him.
Okay, that works. So, and he's standing there, he's not particularly at attention, he's like leaning up against one of the dilapidated walls, and he comes around the corner, and when he sees you guys coming around the corner, he kind of makes himself stand up again like that, and he lowers his head. He's got like a hood, but it doesn't really look super mysterious to you. Again, they're not wearing like extravagant robes or anything, it's just kind of like shoddily put together, and he says to you, "Hail, are you coming to seek the four truths? Did you witness the glory that happened at Deep River Run?" So you nod your head.
In absolute silence.
Okay.
My wisdom allows me to be silent when necessary.
Okay. All right. So nobody actually says anything. One person nods their head.
I will nod with them.
Okay. So you've got two bobbleheads.
I can't tell a lie.
The less spoken is the.
Okay.
You're not telling a lie if you nod your head in silence.
Make a wisdom check. Make a wisdom check.
Yeah, that was in silence. I literally just glared at you while nodding my head.
It's a 1.
It's a 1?
It's a 1, but how close am I?
Oh yeah, you're close enough. Reroll.
It's 2.
2.
Hey, progress.
So
The end of the session will be hitting stuff.
all thoughts of that woman's voice and that was in your head just go out of your head when you see the evil within almost reach of you, and you're doing everything you can to restrain yourself from acting violently, because all you see is the wrongdoing. In your head, you can still hear the screams of the innocent in the village that died when and it only makes you angrier that he seems to not care at all. In fact, he called it a glorious, revelation of the gods, and he seems to be like, joyous about the fact that this event occurred. And you know how many lives might have, been lost and destroyed in property insurance, and, Geico's making a fortune on it now. It's just the whole thing's a mess.
We witnessed the blessed event. We're here to find out more.
Can I see him having his moment?
You can see,
Do I see that moment?
make a perception check.
That's why I said that.
Insight?
Right, yeah, because he's got the thing covering his, yeah.
Numco insurance.
16.
16, yeah, you see his hands are by his side, but they're like quivering,
I'm
like
just
this.
I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder.
Right. So it's,
I'm not gonna say anything.
okay.
I'm just gonna put my hand on his shoulder.
What's your guy's name again?
Feel it.
I take a breath. I think there's probably like this shimmering aura of light sort of around my outsides.
Okay.
It's like flaring up,
Okay,
but it settles. Thank you.
okay.
Where can we find out more?
So, he looks at you and he's like, you are welcome to come inside. He goes, what do you know of the four truths? The pamphlets are there, as far as the.
Just what I read in this.
Okay. All right. So,
I verbally announce and I come to you with pestilence.
come to the guy.
I want to learn about pestilence.
You want to learn about pestilence, and he says, indeed, one of the mightiest of the four truths. And he half bows, not to you, but to the idea of pestilence, so to speak. And then and his eyes look almost misty for a moment. There's nothing magical about it, but as a human emotion, he just looks like he's lost in the moment, visualizing people suffering from disease and famine and stuff, and just the glory that is. And he goes, my brother, we shall see these glorious events together, side by side, as we shepherd in the dark gods. Please come. And he goes over to this old bell, and he rings it 3 times, and then he points you to that door, which just kind of opens just a little bit after a moment, and he says, welcome to the brotherhood of the Doomspeakers. Come. And then he goes, if you prove yourselves worthy. And then he just kind of snickers to himself. And he goes back over to his day job of guarding the gate. You guys want to?
Come, brothers.
I'll
Let us
join
go
you.
see.
Gonna head
I'll
in?
stay at Ragnar's side, yeah.
Okay.
But weapons drawn.
You're gonna draw your weapons?
I mean, it's a halberd. I don't think I can
You
draw.
said prove myself. I mean,
Well, there's
he's dragging it if he's not holding it.
right.
It's over my shoulder. Really.
Well, we can't have it sideways. You won't fit through the door.
Right.
Okay, so
Has that been followed?
you put it up. Thank you.
That's the dilapidation.
Yeah, it crumbles as we walk by.
There's specific dilapidation, please don't.
Are there any other fellas in the yard?
So you step inside, and you come into this room here, and there are 2 priests, if you will, and they acknowledge your existence. Not this one. They acknowledge your existence.
Dilapidation.
Don't
Reassuring.
Yep.
Everyone thinks he's important.
Right.
Look in the room.
Correct, especially with 330 feet of them. So it's just this small barren room. Basically, there's a table there, and then there's some books and stuff that are on the floors.
Kind of just like
And one of them comes over like that, and he's his name. He says his name is Brother Defias, and he looks at each of you and he asks you to introduce yourselves.
My name is Felix.
Does anyone else speak?
They call me Cygnus.
Cygnus, and there's like a half bow kind of thing. That each person says their name. He does like a half.
I am Ragnar, the Inquisitive.
Ragnar the Inquisitive. You shall have so much to learn here in ways you have never imagined.
I look forward to it.
I am Caleb, Sage of the Land.
Caleb, Sage of the Land. There's a half bow. And each one of you, as you're doing this, he goes over to this pile of books that are on the floor, and he picks them up, and they're in not new condition. Okay, they're kind of moth-eaten and they're kind of raggedy and stuff like that. And as you say, he hands one to you, and they're different books. They're not the same book. But when you look at yours, the first one is about like death and decay, right? And it's like right on the edge of necromancy itself, basically. But it's just all about the dying and the dead, and once they've died, the decaying process, and the horror that it inflicts on the living, even though it focuses in on things like the fact that somebody who may not have been relevant at all in life, when people walk by and see their dying, desiccated body, can have an impact on them for the rest of their life, and how death itself, can impact even beyond life. And it's really all twisted, messed up stuff, right? Everything's looking at life in this really sick way. And another one is a book on pestilence, and another one is a book on just like unreasoning horror, and how it can take over the wisest of minds, and leave, the greatest of sages, dribbling idiots that can do nothing in the face of it. And all of these things, just as you're flipping through it, they're all really horrible stuff. And like some of the pages are missing, or they're ripped, or whatever it is. It's definitely not a great library. And yet they hand it to you with a kind of a reverence, as if you should, hold it like it's the greatest thing that's ever been handled to you, when clearly, it's had a life of its own right beforehand. Sure can. Okay. So you're going to be this guy. Okay, that works. All right. And he tells you to take a few moments and just read and ponder, and he'll get back with you in like 10 minutes, literally. He's like, he just wants you to read a little bit. And the two of them sit there, I shouldn't say sit there, they stand up against the wall and they're watching you as you read these books. Do you guys actually open the books and read them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm reading about every nightmare ever told to every children in the town.
Okay. All
You
right.
said mine's just unexplicit horror, so it's just like
Case seems very natural.
I've opened an ancient book of grim fairy tales.
Okay. And so you're going through and you're reading it. It's all just truly atrocious stuff. Even if it's like neutral stuff, just like the body's decay and stuff, it's written in such a way that there's like a fascination for the impact that it has on the human mind to witness that event occur, kind of a thing. So, and you do not open your book and read it at all.
No.
Do you accept the book when he hands it to you?
I'll hold it,
Okay, you hold it.
and I might offer it to Marcus.
Okay.
You said there were only 4 books?
From 5 books.
these-
Five
okay,
books, yes, 5 books. Yep.
Oh, let me see which one you got.
Yeah,
this
here
is
you are.
This is so interesting. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Thank you, Reverend.
Okay.
He's going, and then he flips to a page where there's like a drawn picture of something, or it'd be,
You'll be happy to know,
What did you get?
and we've heard some news that there's a
real
large
dark
number
stuff
of
in here.
refugees from Deep River Run, many of them young and impressionable.
And he looks at you and he says, and that is the hand of the invisible sculptor at work, bringing chaos and horror into our lives. And that is how things change and progress, is the chaos takes over. And they thought they had law, and he starts to go into like a little soliloquy as he gets in. He goes, they thought they had law and order and that it provided them safety, but they were chained into those lives of destitute. And now that they've been freed from all of that law and order, they can go out into the countryside and cause chaos and live life the way that they wanted to, however they can with the strength of their own hands. Isn't it wonderful to have that kind of freedom being spreading throughout the lands? Truly, it is a mark of the dark gods walking into the lands these days. And like you can just see he's like all about it. Like he's.
Perhaps we could speak with your high priest about these younglings from Deep River Run. I know you're quite interested in taking on your recruits all the time, so.
In due time. First off, what questions do you have about the books that you've been reading so far? And I also feel like he's trying to evaluate what kind of people you are. It seems like he's already bought into the fact that you must want to be in the cult because he's got that kind of a mentality going on. He's not really questioning whether or not you're here for an alternative, an ulterior motive. I couldn't think of the word. It seems like he believes that. How could anyone not believe? You know what I'm saying? Is where the mentality is coming from. So it seems like it's going to be pretty easy to keep them convinced unless you go way overboard in some direction, because they're kind of lost in their own psycho sauce, if you will. But so he's asking now, and he's trying to figure out what you feel about the books. When you read the books on death and decay, when you read about pestilence, read about, unreasoning terror, or chaos and anarchy, these things, and they keep referring to them as the four truths. And you did notice that he called somebody the invisible sculptor, so you're not sure what that came from, because it wasn't in any of those books. He said the invisible sculptor was at work causing all of these people to go out and do this stuff.
Just flipping through the books, do I find anything that I would want to ask more questions about, or is not what I understand it to be some unfactual things?
What you'll notice is that they're all written by different people. There's different authors, and that none of the books themselves mention any kind of a deity. What's your intelligence? I'm sure it's high.
16.
Yeah. So you quickly, in your head, you quickly realize that these are not Bibles, so to speak, written by them. They've gone through the libraries of other libraries or whatever and gathered these books together, because it's all like circumstantial evidence that keeps proving that they're right. Even people,
natural disaster books.
correct. Even people that didn't have you get the feeling that the authors of these books weren't wise enough to tie together the hands that were controlling and making all this happen.
The puppet master.
The puppet masters making all this stuff. But the fact that these books exist acknowledges that even the people that can't see beyond the veil, you can't deny the power that these things have in this life.
Well, I've looked at several of these books, but I don't see any common thread. Who do you worship?
Because we worship the four truths. Amazing beings that since before there was ever a dawn of time, their influence just was the universe before the light and this false light was brought into being by those short-sighted and futile gods of dawn and light. And it seems like when he's talking to you, like saying these things, he's like, he has a disdain for the gods of light, but it's almost like he pities them, like they're missing the obvious. Mm-hmm. It's kind of it's not like I hate them because, it's more of a like they just can't see the truth of it all, that they're fighting. You tie it back into the sun may rise, but the darkness is eternal, because the sun's going to set at some point, and then the darkness is there again. So, and it's almost like worshiping the gods of the light is what you're getting from this. It's just a futile thing, because it's short term, and eventually the gods of light will disappear, and these are beings that will be left anyways.
My saint is a saint of truth. Mm-hmm. So every time he says four truths, I'm pushing.
Okay.
I'm about to go to it.
Okay. So he gets in and he starts to talk to you, and he says, so because you are correct. There is not one God, there are four. And he tells you that...
How do we find out which one is suited to us?
Oh, that will be the test. If you survive the test, then you will know.
I am ready.
And he laughs. He laughs, and he goes, "Oh, you will be soon enough." Right? And he just kind of smiles, and his friend actually chuckles as well too. And he goes, "Your confidence will be tested."
Isn't this fun? This is exciting.
Don't get too excited right now.
So
I'm still trying to investigate what color or what flavor and color the Kool-Aid is.
He talks to you about the four gods that he talks to you about. The first one is simply known as the invisible sculptor, and that's like their euphemistic name for chaos itself, because you can see the art that is created, but you can't see the hand that creates the art. In other words, you can see the chaos as it unfolds, but you can't see the invisible hands that are causing the chaos. So they call him the invisible sculptor. And he says that the names of these gods have changed over time and from culture to culture, but the four truths are eternal. And then he points to those books as proof, because you see books written from all these different, some of them are from elves, some of them are from dwarves, some are humans of all different cultures and stuff. And so he's trying to say that all of these truths cut across culture, cut across race, cut across all that stuff. And so that's proof that it must be true. And so they have names that they call them here, and they speak of them with reverence. But at the same time, he's also trying to say that that's really not what's most important, because they're beyond names. You know what I'm saying? When this culture dies and is destroyed, there's just going to end up being another name for them in the next culture, because they're going to exist eternally. So, and he says all these truths basically reign eternal in the hearts of men and in the minds of men, humanity. And the next one is the god of pestilence and famine, and his name is Pater Eternum, which is just Latin. But I thought it was great. So Pater Eternum is the god of pestilence and famine, and is the eternal suffering for those touched by his wasting hands, who slowly wither away in such agonizing and painful ways that they beg for death, and yet it is denied to them for far too long, and how that just consumes their existence. And like, he seems like totally emotionally bought into the experience of begging for death to come, because life is so horrid, and yet it drags out. For him, you can see it's almost like that's some kind of a holy experience. Really dark, twisted mind states where he's in. And yet at the same moment, he's not being physically violent. He looks like a true believer. You know what I'm saying? He looks like this is a moment of reverence, as he imagines in his mind people going through such a horrible atrocity for time after time. And think about all the plagues that have gone through the world through the ages, and at each time that he's done this, to them. So that's the Pater Eternum, is the second one. Third god of death and decay is known as Chronos Dracos. For the teeth of the dragon of time gnaw away at flesh and entrails, until naught but bone and necrotic tissues remain in his kingdom of perpetual decay. And his is like the life always ends in death, and death always ends in decay, and so it's a guaranteed truth of life that we'll all go to this one place. So the idea that we're going to resist it, or that we should be abhorrent to it, or try to stop it from happening, is utterly futile. And so, and we're all going to go there anyway, so the sooner we go, the better. It's just that kind of a mentality. And again, it seems you brought up all in on the experience of watching decaying bodies, or at the moment of people as they realize that death is inevitable to them, because that's the moment when the truth hits. And then the fourth and final one is known as unreasoning terror, or tempestus timoris, also that. Unreasoning terror, the storm of fear, that inspires in mankind. My last time, sorry. Inspires terror in mankind, more than just the unknown malice staring back at you in the darkness, but knowing that it's eternal. It's sort of like the Tao that can be told is not the true Tao. The horror that can be described is not the true horror, because it's unreasoning horror. So it's horror beyond comprehension. That moment when one moment is an eternity, because you are utterly consumed by this one thought, whatever it might be, which brings you to this incredibly dark place. And he and his, all of a sudden they start doing this and bowing as they're thinking, as they said the names of the four gods, and they're just like, they cannot wait until their day when they can be there, reining them in.
These guys have armor at all?
They appear to be wearing some kind of metal armor underneath them.
So when they move, we can...
Yeah, you can hear the chink of probably chainmail armor. You recognize it's probably chainmail armor that they have under their robes, and they have maces on their hips. They're not wielding them, but they have maces that are strung there. And you're confident these are people that your deity is not happy with.
Oh yeah.
You're confident that this is not the normal path of life. True, those things happen, but they are not things to strive for.
No,
Yeah,
they are not.
I'm probably on a similar track as him.
yes.
I'm not necessarily a druid of nature, but I'm a sage and a wood elf, so it's kind of like, I see in a similar perspective to your character, where it's like, natural disasters are a thing,
Right.
yeah. Nobody's really to blame for it. So it's like,
Life
I'm looking at
exists
these,
in decay. So
Right,
life is eternal, it continues on in different forms.
Right.
I like to use my, I don't know if it's in the purview of this move, but I have divine sense,
Okay.
which can sort of sense evil things.
Okay.
And I want to see if, what I'm trying to figure out is if one of these four gods is responsible for the blind on the manor, the reason why my goddess can't see through.
You sense that these people are evil for sure. You don't even need the sense for that, obviously. But you get in additionally you get the divine feeling that their hearts are utterly corrupted. There's no redemption within them left. These are not people that could ever be converted back. And you see, like, you almost see dark, decaying hands gripped around their hearts.
really,
So that you know, metaphysically, you can see this happening, and that they have a grip on them such that these are not people that could ever be reconverted. They're all in 100%. You don't have an indication if it's one god or several that's doing this yet, and you haven't seen anything or can't feel anything what it is. Whatever it is, it's not in this room that you've discovered yet.
Sure, and is there any, like, desecration on the books themselves, the tomes?
No, they're not. They're other than like normal wear and tear of time and stuff like that, but there's not, you know, none of the books are like made out of human flesh or anything like that.
no blood tax on the
Just
cover
kind of look
page.
around the room on the floor, is there any blood on the floor?
There's some blood on the floor, yes. It looks like it's dried blood. It's been there probably for a long time. Notably, it has not been swept away.
I'm gonna hand my book right. I'm ready to group myself and see what's that.
I'm good with that.
He
I think
goes,
we've learned everything we learned from these guys.
They look at you and they say, "Oh, then you must take your first step on the journey towards the four truths."
and he takes you through this door right here.
Yep.
And you go into a room, the center room that's got doors in each of the cardinal directions. And then he brings you over into this room here, which is a kitchen. And there's one person in there besides you, and there's one non-robed individual in there besides you that looks like a peasant, probably from the town.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and he's washing dishes, and there's another one of the Doomspeakers in there that just has one of the random books that's from in there, and he's just reading passages from it, and he'll read like 5 or 6 passages from that, and he'll look back and, I don't know, a sense of self for a moment like that, and then he'll set that down and he'll pick up another book. He's got like 5 or 6 books there, and he'll read something else about death and decay or whatever, and he's just kind of like brainwashing this one guy as he's going in there, and he's just basically losing all self-worth is what you see. That he's debasing himself down to, this is what I do, I wash dishes and I go up. He's like breaking him down before he builds him up. And so he's got him doing menial tasks, whether it's scrubbing the floor. But the thing is, he doesn't get one moment to finish any of the tasks. He'll tell him to cook something, and the guy will start cooking something, and then a minute later, before that's finished, he'll be like, scrub that floor right away. And he starts scrubbing the floor. This starts burning, it doesn't matter. And he has him do that. And then he's like, clean that dish, that's dirty. And he has the food that he was cooking in there that's now burnt, throw it, and he's got to clean it. None of it makes any sense whatsoever. It's just madness. But it's his voice keeps rising, and it feels more and more menacing. Not that he's about to do something. Not that you think that the cleric guy is gonna, beat this guy to death or anything. But it's definitely like a brainwashing. It's grooming them into a place where they're in such a constant state of stress that their mind starts to fracture, and tells you that this is what you must be, your first step of your training that you must do, because you cannot accept the true reality until your mind has been broken.
Getting brainwashed.
Have the other two guys left the room?
Yeah, they leave the room.
Okay. I drive the pointy end of my halberd and I charge the book guy and I drive it through his throat, kill him as quietly as possible.
Roll an attack roll. Ooh,
17?
15 plus 5? No! So, your halberd sticks into his chainmail armor, you hear the chink underneath like that, and you graze, but it doesn't actually penetrate it. He turns just enough that it kind of goes off to the side like that, and he looks up at you, and instead of being angry, he almost gets this glorious look in his face like, chaos is happening and death is coming.
Yeah, I rise up on the grip and then I go to the back end of the polearm with bow section.
So that's the same, it's a different tactic, it's the same guy, so he gets the same defense roll, so roll for it.
Oh, that's worse. 3.
3,
Well,
no.
it's not 3,
He sees that coming and he readily blocks it, and then he utters some magic words and you need to make a wisdom save.
Sure.
14.
Yeah.
Oh. And he speaks some magic words, and you take 2 points of damage as you hear the bells of hell ringing in your head.
I know what that is.
Yes. And you guys see like little bits of blood starting to drip out of his ears and his eye as that spell cast on you and has the effect on you. That's going to be roll for initiative.
Enter Marcus.
Ooh. 19. We got
19.
19.
Go,
Ties go to there. So you are Felix. Okay. Next. What's your 3? Wow. Okay. So
You already
Justice
acted, it's fine.
is slow.
You're technically at the top. You already acted.
Calla,
15.
15.
There we go.
Darkus,
30, 20.
30.
20!
Nice. And right.
Still quietly, Marcus.
7. Okay.
Oh, 9 for 9.
That's
Same
fine.
dice, 11.
Darkus.
Doesn't change.
So you see the paladin just can't take it anymore and goes and tries to stab the lone Doomspeaker that's in there. Your perceptions were correct that there's obviously some kind of armor underneath, and he is able to fend off that attack. What do you do?
What weapon do I have equipped?
Whichever.
Whichever one you want to draw.
Yeah.
Whatever you have equipped. So,
You got a long sword.
I also have the shield of the master, which is 1 long, I got it like in the first round.
It was one of the items he received from the adventure.
You got a shield, but what weapon is he using?
I'm just like trying to figure out what I have right now.
Oh, okay,
I'm trying
that's fine.
Okay.
200
So-
MJ max.
I could probably attack him with the battle axe
Okay. So you swing out your battle axe.
and probably like.
MJ, the 200 sword is more damage. to the 200 sword.
Oh, okay. So probably the great sword then.
Okay, so he pulls out the great sword.
So-
Swing!
So
D20. Roll high.
1.
1?
You get to roll again.
We're within 30.
That is still overpowered.
15
You,
plus.
yeah.
Plus 8.
You said yes.
Yeah.
It's a reaction, so they can only go for round.
So what did you roll?
30-20.
Dirty 20 is absolutely a hit. So you go to swing, and you literally slip on some of the water that's on the floor, but you're able to, instead of the momentum from the great sword, you swing it all the way up around and are able to come overhead, and you strike him a solid blow.
And then the plus 3 would be an 8. So 8 total.
How much?
Bunch of damage.
8 points total with your strength bonus?
Yep.
You cleave deep into his shoulder, and he screams in agony. But he does not die. He does not die, but there's literally, it's just like stuck deep in his shoulder. You've clearly broken his clavicle and all down here, and it's kind of gross that it's stuck inside. And he kind of looks down at it, and like it's a moment of glory for him because the horror of it is so, it's like the pain is the pleasure for him. It's your worst BDS nightmare. Felix, what are you gonna do?
Well, sounds like a little crowded next to him, so I'm gonna use magic stones and throw a stone at him.
Okay.
It's a 23.
Oh, that's an easy hit.
Thank you guys. The backup.
Or 6 points of damage.
Is enough to kill him.
Yeah.
So the stone goes flinging out, slams directly into his head. He can't really dodge out of the way because there's a giant greatsword that's stuck in his and he falls over dead. And as he falls, the last words out of his mouth are, "Chronos Dracos, take me." And he just has this look of ecstasy on his face when he clearly just died an agonizing death. And yet he has a look of ecstasy on his face. The other guy, the little peasant dude that was watching like that, looks at him and he goes, "Ah!" And he goes back up against the wall and he's just totally freaked out. He doesn't know what to do.
I just tell him to do something else. Cook me some food.
Roll a persuasion.
Bad. That's 20.
That druid's like, I shall save you.
Nat 1. He looks at you like, yes, my lord, what would you like? What should I cook for you?
Cook me,
Some people take a long
if I
time.
see any meat around, I'm gonna just...
He goes, yes, I will cook you meat. He takes the butcher knife, cuts off the fingers of the guy you just killed, throws it into the thing and starts cooking the fingers.
Yeah, so... I'm just letting it happen.
He's partially on his training.
Where's the larder?
Pardon?
Where's the larder?
A larder?
The larder where they keep the food. The basement.
Oh,
You would know, you're the cook.
he goes, no, I don't know. It's not, there's rooms next door and I don't know. And he just seems freaked out. He goes, they just bring it to me and I do it here.
So,
He's cooking like crazy. He's just like,
Scrambling.
I'm listening to the other door after he gave that shout. Is there anybody coming? Do I hear any alarm?
you do not.
are the rogue's darkest side?
Yes. Yes.
You can take the lead with your shield,
Yeah, I could.
and maybe like we'll get a second of surprise.
So,
Hold on.
Yeah.
We are just harbingers of Chronos Dracos. We passed the death.
Oh, was this the death? I mean, he really wanted to die, so.
I'm the one that killed him. And I said I'm willing to prove myself to the god of death.
Ooh.
I have done that.
And you're pretty persuasive over there.
There's only one door out of this particular room, and that's the one you came back in that brings you here. And then there's two doors. One that goes this way, another one that goes here, and one that brings you back in the room that you were. So
I'm gonna go to the door and open it and look.
you do not see anybody in there. I rolled for noise, and they did not appear to hear whatever it is that happened.
He's been pretty noisy anyway,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Kind of chanting and shouting. Yeah.
Now, just for time's sake, what I will say is, because there's only two doors, okay? When you peek in this room here, I have it open for this reason. When you peek in this room here, all you see is a whole list, you just see a whole bunch of beds for cots for where people sleep, and there's nobody in that room.
Mm-hmm.
And when you peek open this door, there's a single cot, single bed, and there's like a, bookcase or whatever with some books and stuff on it, and there's one of the adherents that is in there, and he looks up at you, because I assume at some point you're going to go through, and he looks up at you and he goes, "Are you ready for your tests?"
Yes.
Yeah.
I push the door
So I want to
I'm
go
ready.
back to that.
And he tells you to head up the stairs.
Oh, up the stairs. Okay.
He tells you to head up the stairs. Do you guys go?
There's two slices left in this one.
There's blood on your hands? There's darkest orange.
Do you guys show him the blood on your hands?
I don't know about that one. I think we're just gonna take
I don't
it.
have to go man after a rock.
Okay.
I missed.
Okay.
I think we would have maybe cleaned up a little.
I guess I was in range though. I probably got a
We
little
are
bit
efficient,
of
we can use the thing.
All right.
I don't know. Armor, cloth, something like that.
Yeah. That's why you always gotta throw magic stones right at the head. No mess.
Alright, so, he tells you to go up the stairs. You guys gonna head up the stairs, you're gonna slaughter him, what are you gonna do?
Not upstairs probably.
I'm gonna head upstairs.
Okay. I wanna come
Are
back
you
to
gonna
that
slaughter them, or
first
are you
case,
gonna head up the stairs?
He hasn't said anything to Blasphemous yet, so I'll follow. I'll take the rear though,
I'll head up the stairs.
in case he comes to the bathroom.
Okay, so you guys head up the stairs.
Definitely follow the group, but I wanna go back to the bookcase at some point. So that's important.
There's a forgery after this.
And you head up the stairs, and there are a couple more Doomspeakers that are just wandering around. There's a little trapdoor here, the stairs come up, and it's basically just an open area. And, did I fail to take your minis out before I did that? I did. So, yeah.
And I'm on the wrong.
Here, thank you, sir.
Sorry.
Is that everybody?
Slide, yep.
Okay. Thank you, Colin. So you go up the stairs, alright, and you place them anywhere in here. And there's only two of the Doomspeakers that are in there, walking around, and they've got books in their hand that they're reading, and they just kind of keep bowing their heads like this as they read every now and then. And they don't pay too much attention to you, and there's another set of stairs going up. You don't see anything of interest here. This looks like some kind of a living quarters or something. You don't see what kind of a test would be here. Do you speak to either of the two guys? Do you go back down the stairs? Do you go back up the stairs?
There's new guys.
There's
not the
two
one
new
with
guys,
partners.
There's another set of stairs that's going up. What do you guys do?
I say we head up the stairs and then take it down from the top. All the way down.
I agree to head up the stairs, but I do wanna ask them what the next test is based off of. Like, what truth is it based on?
What is it? All truths. You must be tested on all truths in order to have complete faith.
Okay.
Which to you tells you you're still not hearing one of the gods is in control of all of this. It seems to be like a pantheon that seems to be pushing this.
Old gods. Gods that should have been forgotten.
Gods that should have been forgotten and that they seem to be all too excited to
Embrace?
embrace.
I'll walk up to one of the guys that's walking around with the books and say, I'm here for my test.
And he slowly looks at you and then he smiles and he says, proceed up the stairs and step through the portal.
Portal.
And then he gives you the worst thing ever. He says, may the gods bless you with unmitigated horror.
And then your pals roll out over your feet.
As soon as we're at a range, I'm just like, that was good.
He gets a nat 1 on his response. He's just like, what the And he doesn't, he's too insulted to know what to do next. So you guys head up the stairs? Okay, you head up the stairs and you enter into a very small chamber. And in this small chamber, all you see is basically like some kind of a magic circle that
This just keeps getting better and better.
you don't know if you're gonna say a magic. You don't see any magic words to say or anything.
Is there an inscription on it?
You can do an Arcana check.
I will draw a count.
Anybody want this left piece of pizza before I take it?
It's all yours.
I'm good.
Would I be able to do a history check on this to see if it's ancient magic or what?
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
May not have to.
You see inscribed around the edges in demonic language.
I speak infernal.
Perfect. In the infernal tongue, you see the names of the 4 gods that are inscripted on this, and it looks like this is a portal to some location involving them.
Is it the 4 guys that they mentioned?
Yes.
I'm not the only guy with a deity language in front of me. He has infernal
Mhm.
silver.
So this is a bad place that you're gonna go.
I don't know that you're gonna be too happy where we're going, but we're going.
Hey, if those old gods show up, there's gonna be some killing going on.
Is there, what were the, so there's the four names. Does
There
anyone
might
have
be-
a preference as to which one I say
Ooh.
in Latin? Or,
The one that we probably have the best chance against.
Not the death one. Do that one last, maybe.
that's Cronus.
I feel like,
Some of the four roots in front of us.
I was gonna say,
I feel Pater may be a little hands-on.
that's pestilence and death.
What about the
Kronos is life, death, and decay.
One of them is unrelenting terror,
Yes.
the other one's chaos.
What is the one with unrelenting terror and?
Unrelenting terror is
Tempest.
Tempestus Timoris.
So I'll step into the circle and say, Tempestus Timoris.
And he all of a sudden you feel this sharp pain all through your body,
Oh,
and then just when you think you can't take it anymore, he disappears.
We gotta be near this guy, we gotta go.
It's a port key!
Do you guys follow him?
I'll follow. Yeah, let's
Do
go.
you say the same name that he says?
Yeah.
Or do you split the party?
No.
Okay.
Now when it comes to old ancient magic.
Yeah, everyone else go with him, and I'm gonna say the death one.
Thought,
I'll
thought
put
on that.
myself to death then.
I'm Bart's for what you mean.
Pretty Marcus. Oh my lord.
Well then.
Oh.
I forgot.
Look at that.
Uh-oh.
No. The technology error. Uh-oh.
It's decayed.
Apparently. Okay. No. One more. You can do it. Oh, this one's kind of flaky. Literally, the next one's what I needed, but we just get going. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
That's super cool.
Thanks,
Those are WizKids Warlock summoning tiles. So, you guys appear in a room that has 4 doors. None of them are Jim Morrison. Alright, and you see this horrific looking unnamed creature. It's got like a sickly crown on it. It almost looks like a ghostly visage to it, but it's like an ancient drape that's just kind of thrown over it, and it's all raggedy and whatnot, and there's these 4 big claws that are unhuman that are coming out of its back, and it has little skeletal hands, and it is looking directly at you. And it tells you, it says, do you think you are worthy to pass the test? But the thing is, you think and you're all spread out around the room, you're not saying, you feel that she's looking directly at you, right into your soul, like she's burrowing into the existence of your being as she's speaking to you. And each one of you feels that way, even though it's physically impossible for her to look at all of you at the same time because you've all started in different locations. You're positive she's looking right at you. You're positive.
It's a whole like mental clairvoyance thing. Like she's in your head.
And she says, "Are you ready for your tests?" And it's a feminine voice, but it's filled with mockery, and it doubly grates on you with the memory of the voice of your goddess and what hers is like. This is like the antithesis of that, and you were.
So it's got that like dark raspy.
Yes,
sort of
absolutely. Right, Bonnie Raitt with an attitude.
I'm looking at you
I
expectantly.
don't think I should just. I don't think we should fight this.
I'm just gonna say, I'm
Yeah.
ready to test my faith.
Yep. I'm just gonna nod my head in silence.
What do you do, Sir Paladin?
A hideous, monstrous creature with a voice that is the exact opposite of my goddess.
Correct. Well,
Staring into my soul?
it's a-
No, it needs to die.
It's a twisted, yes, it's a twisted mockery of your goddess.
Are you ready for the test? That's a yes or no question.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
let's do one test and see if it injures this thing, and then I'll be okay with doing the rest of the test. But, oof, I don't know how long I can last it, living here, or unliving, or whatever it is.
So, Varkas, do you agree to take the test, or what do you do?
I'll take the test.
Okay, everyone agree? Do you agree?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Now it's fine.
She holds out some dice in her hand,
Okay.
and she drops them on the floor, and they roll, and of course they're bone dice, little bone skull dice, she rolls out on the floor, and you hear like a low rolling laughter that comes from underneath the ground, but seems like it's coming from her, it's all kind of twisted, and then the whole area begins to rotate, which doesn't make any sense, because there's already a door in each direction, so why would it need to rotate? And then it stops, and then this door over here pops open, and she says, "Let your test begin."
All right. Cool. Explore.
Don't worry, Marcus, it's gonna get interesting fast.
We're going on. I want to put a bless on, probably. A quick prayer if my goddess can reach us down here.
Absolutely.
I hope. Or up here, or wherever we are.
You're starting to get the understanding of why your goddess couldn't see through this, because you went through some kind of a magic portal. It may not be in this building.
Yep, be on his own plane.
Yeah, it's something.
Lead the way.
Okay. I'm gonna put a bless before we go around this corner into whatever nonsense is about to be in this
Call
room.
that picture, I need a new DM.
I'll probably bless. Probably bless Caleb. Probably bless Marcus. And I'll bless me.
I'm already blessed.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah, let's all get around the corner. I'm gonna call a blessing out to my saint.
All right.
Veritas, watch these men. Make sure they do not fall to the chaos around the corner.
When you say her name, this creature hisses.
Oh well.
Doesn't do anything, but hisses. Literally just, you can feel the utter disdain in it for the name that you just said. But it makes no actual move. So you gotta do the blessing. Do you proceed?
And maybe some sort of projection. Yeah, we're gonna go around the corner and I'll take it.
Okay, go around the corner and eventually you come to a single door. So I assume you go through it. All right. This one was 14. Yes. Okay, so you come through and they open up the door, and what you see specifically, instantly, before you understand fully what you're looking at, it's an abomination. In your mind, a church is about order. A church is about rules. A church is about sanctity and stuff. Like everything about a church brings peace and calm. And this looks like a church that's just pure chaos. The floors and the walls don't match. The pews, instead of being nice and ordered down the center like that, have been all cast off onto the side. There's literally an outhouse that's over here inside of the church, in the house, right? There's wine casks and stuff up here, and there's an organ, and there's a person who's playing it, and it's just horrific music.
They didn't tune the organ?
No, they did not tune the organ.
Even if it's tuned, the guy doesn't know how to play it, so it's just.
Just playing random notes.
It's just literally like dragging his face across it. So, it's just pure chaos and pandemonium in what should be a place of worship and sanctity, and it's just, and all these guys are running around just, and they'll slam into each other. It's almost like a mosh pit, okay? Where they're just banging away at each other and stuff. Make wisdom checks. Make an intelligence check.
16.
16.
15. That's better.
Good enough.
8.
The two of you instantly realize this must be the invisible sculptor test of chaos. Because that's all this is just disorder, chaos, pandemonium, no peace, anything like that, and they're all just charging around, beating on each other. Roll for initiative because there is no dialogue.
Yeah.
What's the,
Each one was that one.
that one? All right.
One,
What did I get?
So that's like a
Twenty-six.
Out there from Marcus.
So
22 for Marcus.
22 for Vargas.
And 15
And that 20 is when you.
For
roll.
sickness?
Yeah, so that one.
Okay. Let's see. Felix is last, you say?
Yeah, that one.
Okay.
So.
This is a terrible place
If
for
you
this.
play, like later times, you can play.
Go ahead. Yeah, just take it. I did it. So it's Vargas, then who's next? I'm sorry?
Plus 5.
It was a 15 over 6, but.
Okay, and then Ragnar?
6.
6. And Halo.
I got a 15.
Oh, cool.
You go first.
Okay.
No, he got 22.
Right, Vargas goes first.
Oh, we go back.
Oh,
Okay, Vargas, you in there, and there's people dressed in all kinds of robes and stuff. They've got various weapons and whatnot, and they're throwing tables and chairs, they're hitting each other, they're screaming, they're standing there rocking back and forth. It's complete pandemonium.
But they're not attacking one another with weapons?
Not yet, no. Well, they are, but they aren't. Like, they'll come up and they'll beat on each other this way. But it just seems to be like perpetual chaos that's going on.
We gotta like focus them down one at a time, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like, take it from this side of the room and push that way. So, I'm gonna, since we're gonna take it one at a time, is there any way I can kinda like slide over the table and knock that guy down so that you guys can come in?
Absolutely.
along?
Absolutely.
So, I'm gonna take my magic shield, slide over the table and knock that guy over.
So if you got your magic shield in your hand, then you don't have your battle axe. So which weapon are you using?
Oh, well, I have, the battle axe is just one hand.
Oh, okay. All right.
So like, I'm gonna have the battle axe and the shield.
Okay.
And probably just knock this guy over.
Which table where? Which one?
This one?
This one here? Okay. All right.
I'll slide over that table.
All right. Go ahead. Make an athletics check. Relatively easy.
And you get to add bless to your skill check.
So add a D4.
So give it a roll of D4 too.
And add that to it.
Veritas is on your shoulder.
Add
4 plus 4 is 8, and then the athletics would be strength. So,
Strength, and you have the bonus, you have the skill bonus.
And
So
plus
plus
5
5.
plus 5.
Okay.
so 12?
Yeah.
You make it.
13.
You make it. There's literally some alcohol and stuff on the floor that you slip and slide, but you're able to jump over, slide across this, knock the barrel down, and the guy sees you coming and he just starts to get ready, but you get to attack.
Cool. Okay.
You
So,
beat on?
the plan was to knock him over, right?
Are you trying to knock him over, or are you trying to hit him with your battle
I'm
axe?
trying to knock him over with the shield. Yeah.
Oh,
with
okay.
the shield
All right.
back.
Roll an attack.
Like a running shield back.
Roll an attack.
And get that bless on there too.
This would be 24.
Every attack and skill check you have for the next minute.
Wow. Plus 1 is 4.
Total of 4.
Plus,
And then plus,
What did you roll on?
plus
20?
the,
Did you roll 1?
now we roll 1 on D4. No, so we roll 3 and 1.
Wow.
What would his shield consider as an attack?
plus 5.
Plus 5 plus, right?
He's got a bit of momentum from that table slide.
9.
9.
Yeah, I do have momentum from the table slide.
Is 10. You got a 9 total?
Yeah.
No, sorry. He's just able to. You hit him, but not enough to knock him over, and he's able to keep his feet. And you are now standing next to him. And that's going to make it his turn. But you have a battle axe drawn and a shield, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So he's going to. He's going to pull out his big old mace, and he's going to try and swing for the top of your head. Make a defensive roll.
Or use the blessing.
17.
Not just an attack.
Beat a 17.
Plus 7. Plus no shield plus 7.
14.
14's pretty good.
14?
Pretty good.
Not good enough.
Oh,
17 is the number you needed. You did well, lucky though. So you take 1 point of damage. You
Yeah.
saw the dice as he just barely grazes the mace off the top of your head.
Good thing you weren't on it.
And Kalo, you immediately see that the weapons have come out. What do you do?
Mainly because I see that these guys are really trying to be like hands
do, however, feel, I agree with them not taking one side of the room, but I don't know if going one person at a time or being involved is gonna be done. So,
You know what, in fact, I think that's okay, I'm gonna go range with this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of my bigger friend here with his shield blocking this guy away from me because of the table. I'm gonna put myself in the corner here, get a good line of sight,
Mhm.
and I'm going to aim for this young man in the middle
Okay.
with my hook up. See if I can't roll off an arrow on him.
Need a 14.
I got
22
Definitely,
plus 5.
definitely did.
28, yeah, that's like used to that.
So you lock on immediately with the bow and release an arrow.
And that's a hit is also +4 on the damage?
No.
No, just the attack rolls and skill check.
D6 plus your, D6
Along
or
with
D8? D8 plus your,
And that is 6.
6 total.
Yes.
Is an arrow goes straight into his forehead and he just drops over.
Oh.
Good job. Boom. And he just drops down, and when he drops down onto the ground, the blood leaking out of his forehead drops, it kind of leaks onto this glowing rune thing, and it starts to pulse just a little bit more.
So are we supposed to have a bloodbath? In that case, I mean, Joe,
Can you do anything that can shut that down?
This
Well,
guy
you know,
is going to,
You
he's gonna come straight across, and he's gonna try and attack you.
Is
Let's
he
see.
within 10 feet of me?
Is who?
As he approaches?
Within 10 feet?
Sure.
Okay, I can do a reaction attack with my.
Okay. But he gets to attack first though, right?
Yep.
Yeah. 15.
15, let's see what kind of attack he's doing first though. Okay, so he's swinging with a big mace, and he misses horribly. He swings a mace at him, you duck and dodge, and then the paladin's gonna make a reaction attack against him?
Yes, yeah, quick reaction attack with my pole as he approaches. It's probably a hit, but.
Definitely hit.
Yeah, it's a 23.
He's so dependent on, focused on the druid that, he doesn't see the strike coming.
11.
11 points of damage.
Uh-huh.
Kills
I
him.
couldn't
You
myself, yeah.
didn't need it.
He also gets slapped and knocked over, drops down there, and as the blood seeps out of his skull into the glowing rune, it starts to pulse even a little bit more. And that makes it Cygnus' turn.
Alright, for a melee attack, I can only reach this guy here, maybe?
Sure.
With a 6, 1, 2,
Absolutely.
4, okay, I can do it. And I'll do my polearm combination with the thunder.
Okay.
So this is the head of the weapon is
15.
not enough. And this is the back side of the weapon. Oh, that's terrible.
Terrible
2
swing.
misses, yeah.
2 misses.
Every time you roll right,
Yeah, I'll roll on a pizza plate, maybe I'll.
Okay.
always
With
use
the
my
eyes
power.
of your goddess upon you, you are not
Even with the
able.
blast too. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the eyes of your goddess upon you, you miss. Okay, well, since you attacked him, he's going to attack you, but let's see how he attacks you.
Which one is you,
I'm the one with the axe. The tall one with the axe.
Oh, okay, so, he pulls out a short sword and he attempts to stab you.
Sure.
11?
20.
You definitely, knock aside his blade as he tries to stab you with it, but it looks like he was going for a sneaky shot, like trying to get you up underneath the ribs.
Okay.
But you were able to definitely block that attack and, suffer no ill effects. Mr. Ragnar,
I am going to shoot frostbite at him.
which hand is that? The one that he's engaged with?
Yes.
This is good, okay. Next one.
Oh, right. 22, but that doesn't give a natural.
No, it would not with his total, with his armor class on it, so, and he did a nat 20 on the defense, so he gets
Is it
to.
range?
That was a range attack.
He has it.
Spell.
It was a spell was arranged.
Oh, okay, alright. That makes it, you're lucky.
That one was that signature. Not good. He's like,
5,
yeah.
10, you're surrounded, you got somebody coming up on the other side who's going to attack you. Let's find out how. Ooh, he's gonna do, oh, okay, so make a wisdom save.
Oh, he's spelling me?
He's spelling you.
Okay.
18.
12.
Ooh, and you're already damaged, correct?
Oh,
Just slightly.
That's all it takes.
That's enough.
it's not that frostbite, it's a constitution, it's not his AC, it's his constitution.
Oh, but it'd still be a roll, save roll in that 20, so.
Okay.
So, but it's a first level spell, does that mean he takes half damage, or?
Well,
No, it's a cantrip.
it's cantrip.
Oh, so that'd be no effect.
So he had a 22, so as long as he had +2 with con, he had that
Uh,
+3 with con,
No, he had +1 to his con.
so that would have actually hit.
Then it hits, roll damage.
Oh, cool.
But you're still gonna take 5 points of damage unless he kills him.
Why?
5 points of damage.
5 points of damage does not kill
And
him,
he's,
sorry.
is it a disadvantage on his attack, on his next weapon?
Well,
his
you're
next
hitting
attack?
from the second
Or the
person.
spell. No, no.
Yeah, my hit came
Oh,
from
the
that
bad
guy. Your
You
damage
were
is going
going
plus.
that guy.
Yeah. Your damage.
Alright.
Yeah, for hit points.
So he's frosted.
Alright.
6.
But I also,
You can move him.
Okay, then, so then it's gonna be you, correct?
Can you move me up to the guy that came to your backside?
Yeah, but you don't want to step on
This
the
guy
floor.
here?
No, I really don't. I'm gonna yell, Chile! And, swing my quarterstaff at him. That's 23.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but he rolled a net 1, so you're gonna get to,
So that's
get to double attack.
7 points for that one.
So 7 points for the first one, okay?
Is the guy still playing the organ?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fantastic.
Negative 14.
I love it. Calamity music or just anything wrong.
You can
You can roll it, but he's pulling like.
Know that you want
almost max damage, so an additional 10 points of damage.
Oh, you crushed him. That's, this guy right here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He falls over, drops to the floor,
Thank you, Felix.
blood splatter everywhere, and the pulse starts to grow even more. Do I have any other guys here? Yes, I do. So I have this guy here, who's, actually I'm gonna go this guy here, and he's gonna try Toll the Dead on you.
Oh.
Good luck. 30-20.
Oh yeah, so he casts the spell, but nothing actually happens. So you just hear a very, very minor tolling, bell toll sound, but doesn't.
That was this guy here?
That's that guy right there. That's gonna make it Marcus's turn. Is he still playing?
alright,
Right.
This guy's still
He
alive.
is, in fact, the tempo is like picking
Right.
up for that.
so this guy's still alive, but he's a little bit staggered, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, since he's, does that put him at a disadvantage already though? Here's like,
No.
no. Okay, so I'm just gonna use my battle axe to try to come.
Oh, go get your D4.
Yep, only your D4.
Something like that.
11 plus 5
Plus
is,
5.
that's not bad.
14.
Alright. You got it. 11 goes
You got
up.
You got it. You hit.
Alright, and then roll for damage.
Yep.
That one, yeah.
1d8 plus 3, so you roll 1d8, yep. Add 3 to it.
6. So I did 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage. He is still standing, but he is greatly bloody. And that makes it his turn. So he's going to try and flap you back. He takes a swing with his mace. 17.
Defensive roll D20.
Plus 8.
14 plus 8 is good enough.
20 something, 22.
You dealt with your new shield. You block it to the side without any issues whatsoever. Kayla.
You can do a, you can post on him if you want.
I can do what?
You can.
Can I do the riposte attack as a bonus?
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Isn't that level 3?
Is it? I thought it was,
Are you a battle master, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
You're level, it's level 3 to get. No, wait, I could be wrong, it's been a while.
No, it doesn't say anything about level 3, it only says that for champion.
Yeah, it's level 3 when you get the first ability.
Oh, combat superiority, I get
Yeah.
that at the 3rd level.
Yep.
So you can't do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next level thing.
All right, Caleb.
So these two are still going at it, right?
Correct. They're out in
And I've got this guy standing frostbitten, the guy playing the organ, and the gentleman behind him.
Honestly, just take out the order wrong side of me.
No, I actually like it. There's always a benefit to battle music. I don't care where it is or what falls in the organ, it's a good battle music stuff. Shatters in this. You've got this guy pretty much handled. I'm probably gonna just leave you to finish him off. You've got him kind of pinned in the corner.
Oh, we have 3 guys dropped, right? I'm sorry, everybody make a wisdom save.
Yeah. If it's a wisdom save, get blessed?
Yes.
Okay, add your, you guys get blessed on that.
You get that address.
17
Oh,
You got an extra one, you don't need anymore.
plus 2.
You don't need one.
One.
22. 13.
That's 20.
21.
13.
13, so
13's the lowest. 13, 13.
13.
That's 20.
21.
22.
Okay, you 2 guys are confused when it comes to your round.
Uh-oh.
So go ahead, Kel.
I'm going to ship a little closer into the room since I know we've got Cygnus has been handled. Or no, not Cygnus. Vargas. Very close. You guys are your brothers.
We might be. We'll get the backstory.
I'm going to draw my longbow again, and I'm going to shoot for the gentleman next to the organ player.
Okay.
Not the organ player himself, but the gentleman that tried to cast.
You don't wanna dampen the music. Oops.
Yeah, I like
17.
You can take these guys out at once.
21.
Real high.
He's feeling real defensive. 21. He sees it coming.
Oh, got it.
They lock eyes.
Right, they lock eyes. It's the big duel. He's getting ready to dodge the arrow.
That is 23 without the proficiency.
That'll hit.
Oh, yeah.
Full damage.
Let's say.
British.
And that is 10 points.
It's more than enough.
Good longbow shot.
You
Rose head is on.
That's how hunters work.
you literally shoot right through an eye socket and pin his skull to the door, and he's still standing there as he's hanging off the arrow thing.
That means I can get that arrow back.
That's correct. That's
It's efficient. It's important when ammo costs money. Okay?
ammunition save. That makes it. It's going to be this guy's turn over here. He's going to come up and
Currently I have 16 left, but 2 are in this room, so I need those back.
30. He can make it to you, correct?
Yes.
All right. He's going to try and
Can't do much. Can't do much better than trying to die.
13, 18.
18. Got 13.
13?
Yep.
All right. He sticks you with a sword, and you take 5 points of damage as he jabs it up underneath your ribs.
Alright.
And he's doing one of those swashbucklery things. And that makes it Cygnus' turn.
I will swing an overhead strike with my polearm.
Okay.
The guy that's in my face.
All right. Easy hit. Come on.
9 plus 6 is 15.
Is enough.
Cool. 10.
10 points of damage is enough. You go overhead with it, crush him down. He drops to the ground. And again, the pulsing starts to go just a little bit.
And I've got a bonus action
All right.
and my movement skill, so I'm going to jump onto this pew, run across it, and do like a jumping attack.
Okay.
The butt end of my.
Against the organ player?
Yeah, I'm going to try to kill the order.
So it has a little like lunge at.
Music, no!
Maestro!
18.
This is a 14 plus tool.
Can we spare this guy? Or
20.
keep going?
20 is it?
Yeah, and it's only a d4. I
Okay.
have to add my full strength to it, so let's see. 5?
5 points of damage hurts, but does not kill him.
He's still playing.
Take his head.
Yeah, it messes up his plan.
It messes up his already messed up.
But does he keep playing?
He keeps playing.
Oh god.
He keeps playing.
This man is in this organ.
It actually makes his playing coherent. That's what happens.
He messes up and
I'm
somehow
people, so that
becomes
makes it, because these two guys have both already gone, yes.
My turn?
And it's only, yes, it's your turn.
I am going to do frostbites to the.
In fact, he begins laughing maniacally
Oh boy.
as he's
Like,
playing the
we should
organ.
get ready for something to happen when we go.
Yeah, organ's probably a good on our side here.
So the guy that's on him, Boss Knight,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
like 16,
16, is it,
Constitution,
Constitution 15, yes, you hit him.
and he's at a disadvantage on his next attack.
Okay.
6 points of damage.
He's not at disadvantage because he's dead.
Thank you. You know any way to shut that circle down?
Not yet.
I don't know if we're gonna get
Which guy did you hit?
The one that, right
one in
there.
front.
Here?
Okay, yeah.
It's in front of the thing.
So,
I'm just still sitting here looking at my guy like.
and that makes it
Chop, chop, Marcus.
Alex's turn.
I'm confused. I don't know what that means.
So that means, oh wait, it was your turn, you're
Yeah.
supposed to, I gotta roll for confusion, that's
What's
my,
that mean?
that's my fault. Oh, we'll find out what
You
it
might not
means.
get a lady
I
right
forgot about that, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
So, one for you is, you didn't cast that spell like I so alive, instead you used all of your movement to run in a random direction.
Oh,
So he's still standing, thank you. And all of a sudden, the music gets to you, and the pulsing gets to you, and you just go, and you get caught up in the moment, and you literally just run in a random, roll a d6, or roll a d8, I should say.
Pick a corner, any corner.
6.
6. We'll say here,
So
1,
just pick a
2,
corner, go some music
1,
around.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this way. So you run straight this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're only 5, actually, right?
Yeah.
So you just start running in that direction for no particular reason. And he's also, the pounding of the music, he just starts, without saying any words, he's just like, no, 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 no. And he just seems like he's kind of losing his mind a little bit. And that means it's your turn, and you're also confused.
I'm also
correct?
confused.
All right, what do you get to do?
Same thing.
Same exact thing. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You literally run into this wall and keep beating your head against this wall. And
Kicked over the pew, I do.
you're just
Feeling
freaking out
alive about that.
to the beat of the music. Marcus,
Um,
the mosh pit continues.
yeah, can I please?
Yes, go for it.
You gotta ask yourself that.
Terrible roll for you.
So 9, 6, 6. No, that's a 9, that's a 9. 9 plus 2.
You got him. You only rolled a 3 pluses, so
Yeah, you could.
D8, roll D8.
And
You have a battle axe, right?
Yeah.
You have to
Plus
use
3.
7.
Nice. Plus 3, so 10.
10.
is enough. You finish him off with a mighty blow, and he falls to the ground, twitching for a moment, and then ceases and desists. And he begins a slow execution of the starting to decay. So that means there's only like one guy left. Is it just the piano guy left, or no?
Piano
This
guy,
guy
yeah,
this
yeah.
guy right here, he's still left. So, and he's right in your face, correct?
And I believe I'm next unless it's just at every other.
It's every other thing there,
Okay,
so,
so yeah.
so he's going to take a swing at you. Oh, with an 18 plus his 4, 22.
Yeah. And I got a 18 plus 5, so that is a 23.
So you are able to parry it away at the last second as his blade tries to sink into your side.
Oh, I love this.
That makes it your turn.
This bow is doing so nice. Unfortunately though, because I have my bow drawn,
Mm-hmm.
can't do much to it.
I'm right next to you.
You can drop and draw, right?
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
drop
I
and
can
drop.
drop
You want to
and
drop it?
I mean, he's already pretty hurt. Let's see. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll drop it and draw my short sword on him.
Okay.
Take a lens with my short sword. Actually,
Ooh.
kind of more like since I'm like kind of quick drawing it,
Mhm.
it's kind of like as I draw it, kind
Right.
of like a upward
You're doing the
slash.
samurai attack.
Yeah, like the back,
Gotcha.
back him off me.
Good luck. Good luck, good luck.
Oh yeah.
That might not be out there, but.
19 plus 23 is what you gotta do.
Nope.
Nope.
I got 18.
He is ready and waiting for you, and he is able to deflect your attack before you get at him. Cygnus, the chaos and pandemonium that's going on
Yeah.
all around. This is a total desecration of what should be happening in the church.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do like a get the longer axe end of the halberd into the back of his neck. And
Okay.
Drag it into the organ.
For the organ player?
Yeah.
Okay. 15.
Yeah, it's a 21.
That's
plus
it.
Too much, yeah. 21 plus not worthy. Very good roll. 10.
10 points of damage is enough. You hack into him, he
Break a couple keys.
breaks a few keys, leaves all kinds of blood in the keys and whatnot. He falls over dead.
Does the organ keep playing on its own?
It does not, and as soon as the organ stops playing, this stops pulsing, and the two of you stop being confused.
There we go.
And there is only one guy that's left, and he's already gone, so that's going to make it,
Top of the round.
Ragdar's turn.
Well, let's assume we got ourselves back.
Yes.
Turns.
Yes,
Ugh.
because the organ stops playing, so
Like
chaos
instant
and pandemonium.
Ragdar's like, I thought I got that. Oh, maybe not. My confusion.
Is it still red?
It's still red, and it's pulsing slowly.
Like, got it.
I'll just take stock and look around the room, just to see if there's any.
There is a guy here.
Oh,
Yeah, there is a guy
the
there.
guy you thought you got
You
earlier,
were
but
confused.
Right.
You cast brain freeze instead of frostbite.
16.
I will
Very similar.
I will shoot fireball at him.
That one,
You don't.
he leans
I
into
think
it.
it can.
17. I think I got it.
He opens his mouth.
He does.
Oh, only 2 points of damage though.
2 points of damage is enough. With a nat 1. He
Yeah.
falls over with his brain on fire, and he drops, as soon as he drops to the floor and stops twitching, even though there's doors all over the place, this door here actually pops open for you. And this just begins a slow, much slower than it was, a very slow pulse.
Like almost sleeping.
Almost like it's sleeping.
Before I leave this room, is there anything that catches my eye in terms of like any kind of books or anything of, knowledge?
So as you're messing around with stuff, you look and you see that there's like, for each of you, there's 55 gold pieces worth of gems, jewelry, and unholy symbols.
Unholy symbols. I love it. I'm not taking one.
I'll take the extra for the
I'll
power.
bury it. Let's take my extras. Oh, and I get my arrows. I can't have
Get your arrows back, that's no
person.
problem. But also, you discover you feel led to go into the outhouse. And when you open up the outhouse door, you see another halberd that's in there that's absolutely beautiful.
Really?
And you feel that you almost see, like, it's about the lucid dreaming, you almost see a feminine hand point to it like that, and in your eyes it glows for just a moment. And
Can I define sense it?
oh yeah, you get
I'm getting good.
you're getting good,
Okay,
when she
okay.
touches it, it glows, and it's like it's been sanctified.
Well, just because I don't want to make sure, I want to make sure it's not this ghastly figure in the center of the room mimicking my goddess, because she's having trouble getting down here.
It's not.
Correct.
It's not bloodlust incarnate.
Yeah, I'll take this. I'll take this here.
You take it? Okay. Yeah, so you guys take a few minutes to determine, because clearly there's some kind of magical, do you have identify magic or anything like that?
Did anyone need me?
You will.
healing? I do not.
Okay.
I took like one.
Make a wisdom check.
Sure. And I should have checked.
Yes,
Yeah,
and-
keep my bless. It's still going just for
Yes.
like another 2 seconds.
Yep,
It's a 9.
close enough. It is because you have taken on the invisible sculptor, you see it as a reward from your deity, and it is a weapon of loyalty. Anytime you use smite
Yeah.
on something, you can heal an ally or yourself within 30 feet of you for D6 damage for every 4 levels. So for first through third level, you can do a heal in additional as a bonus action
Sweet.
to somebody else within 30 feet.
As a bonus action.
As a bonus action.
Okay.
At 4th level, it'll be 2d6.
Okay.
So, but it's anytime you do smite, you can actually heal somebody within 30 feet.
Cool.
All right?
Cool.
With some back, he got that shield, I think, in the first section.
Mhm.
Is that a magic? Is it,
It is
is it a
magic
plus one shield?
What is it,
It was called the shield of the master.
Indicates a crit.
yeah, it negates a crit, it's not,
Okay.
it's not a plus one shield, but
Okay.
it can negate a crit.
Gotcha, okay.
So it's got like an extra invisible shield for.
And that is all that you find in this area. The other doors, when you look at it, when you open it up, there's nothing but just sheer rock behind it. They're doors that go nowhere. And this door will no longer open for you. It's slammed shut and it's being magically held. You're being compelled to go in this direction.
So, did anyone get wounded?
I'm a little wounded,
I'm also a little.
but,
At one point.
I have a cure wounds, and I have 10 points of lay on hands, but I might want to save it for when people start going down.
That's okay, I'm not sure. I just wanted to see how bad off we are.
I'm only missing 5.
I'll use one of my slots for, to cure.
Or we can do a short rest.
I don't wanna rest here. I was literally banging my head on the wall over there.
Yeah.
I don't feel very,
But this is like the safest place because they don't have a time limit on how long our test will take. They're not gonna be suspicious of us just taking our time.
is cure light wounds, is it a plus one for modifier?
Yes. Well, it's a charisma for me, but it's whatever you
It's
so,
so 5.
yeah, that's exactly what you needed.
You guys, cast some magic on it and you heal him?
Caleb.
Yeah, okay.
He's one of the doors, I believe.
No, he took just as much.
I'll use, 3 points of lay on hands.
Okay,
We both took at least 5 damage.
alright. You heal yourselves up and
Yeah.
head on out the door.
Yep,
Yes.
let's rock it.
When you come here, there's a T section, but the door is unable to be opened. It's not, there's no way to get, and you have to go in this direction.
Do we hear the deity laughing on the other side of the
You
door?
kind of do.
We gotta shake it, Major.
And then if you wanna put your minis up in that
Yeah.
first door, please.
What's the order, guys?
Probably.
You guys are in front.
Yeah, I'll take the front.
I'm fine being like,
I
I'm
can
kinda
take
like
the
mid
front,
guy,
like a
so I can do
You
whatever.
strongly suspect this could be Kronos.
Oh boy. I don't know if the name gives it away.
I swallow loud enough that everyone can hear.
The verbal.
Yeah.
You enter a room that's filled with just basically decaying bodies. The stench is just almost overpowering. And there's this giant lich dragon basically that's in the room, and he's just kind of staring at you, and his tail is like flicking, and he's looking at you almost hungrily, and he tells you that none escape the claws of time, and he shall ravage you as he does all others unless you surrender unto him. So he's basically giving you an opportunity to surrender to him, first off.
Let's spread out, boys.
And I'm gonna duck behind.
Can we sort of like fan out without him coming at us?
Go for it.
I'll just run straight on.
Yeah, I think
I'll use my dragon shell.
we should fan a little bit. I don't like that.
I got behind some cover.
Good job.
Well, you're short.
I'm gonna go this way, just so within 30 feet right here.
Okay.
Do you think I have enough time to rest up again?
You got one round.
Okay. I'm blessing Marcus and I'm blessing Caleb again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take my movement to kind of like get up close to it.
And why don't you guys roll for initiatives as far as the order that you're gonna go in?
Also, like,
Wait, does initiative not apply? For him being within 30 feet, initiative doesn't count, right?
No.
Well,
I'm
going.
The sooner you act, the more likely it's gonna help you.
Okay, so
You're
Caleb,
going for me.
No, it's a 1.
Cygnus got a one.
You got at least your dex tab to it, right? Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm
who's
going
next?
last.
Who's next?
I have a 20, or no, 19.
19? Anyone beat a 19? Who's next?
I got a 14.
14? Marcus, what do you got?
12.
Okay, and then Kalo and Cygnus, okay,
I
so,
have a quattro.
all right, Ragnar, what are you actually doing in this first round? He basically monologues for 6 seconds, saying, giving you an opportunity to surrender.
I'm gonna cast frostbite at it. That'll at least help my friends.
Okay,
A 21.
and that's a con save?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. He beats that.
Oh, boy.
Is that,
Frostbite.
that's a
Cantrip.
cantrip, okay, so no, it doesn't hit at all.
No.
So it just goes, it hits him, and it doesn't appear to have any effect on him.
Okay.
Felix, what are you gonna do?
You gave him a minute.
Now he knows you want to play.
Felix is gonna stand there and have a moment.
Okay. The door behind you closes, and and locks, and you feel like
The boss
there's no way. This is you. The wise and intelligent among you immediately realize this is what they mean by you must face your fears. That there is no, you must overcome your fears or be overcome by them.
No ground.
There's no middle ground for
Can't
this.
just talk about it.
So you're not gonna do anything?
No, I'm just gonna sit there and I'm just gonna have a moment of
Shock and awe?
shock and awe.
What am I doing here?
The book I was flipping through, and then he's right in front of me, and I'm just gonna have a moment where I'm just distracted by myself.
Barkus.
I'm gonna shoot across, I'm gonna stay behind the cover on that and use my crossbow and fire a bolt at him.
Alright. Nat 20.
Oh my god.
God bless.
Roll your D20, your bless also no D4.
You can do it, you can be a 20.
Well, he gets his defense on top of that, but.
Oh.
What'd you get?
Well, this is 14, so plus,
So 14 on both of them together, right?
Plus
Yeah.
5?
And then plus 4.
6. You beat a 24.
So 18.
No.
Okay. So you fire the crossbow, and he literally catches it in his maw, and he bites it in half and spits it out and looks at you. Caleb.
hey man, this is fine.
He's a moderately intimidating fellow.
Especially after I just watched him eat a crossbow bolt, and I'm over here with like normal arrows, and I'm like,
Soft spot. I didn't say that out loud. I'm having a moment right now.
He's got a flashing underbelly.
So he turns and shoots you.
actually what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to follow suit with you, and I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think that's a bonus action, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So choose that and.
I don't have to ask that question in Shadow Dark, I'm just saying,
So one
okay?
D6.
An action's an action.
An action is an action in Shadow Dark, so I don't have to worry if it's a bonus action or reaction, blah, blah, blah.
It applies to the creature that you're targeting.
Okay. So anybody else that hits him on that mark is actually gets an extra 1d6.
Just you.
Just you.
It's just you and just that
Yeah.
one.
So
And
it's
bonus
just
action,
for
so
me.
now you
But
get
it
to actually
lasts for
attack
like
as well.
Yeah,
8 hours or something, and you gotta like keep moving it.
No, you're thinking of Hex.
Yeah,
Oh.
it lasts up to 1 hour.
1 hour.
First level.
Right.
And then as it gets to higher level, once it's 5th level and higher, it can go up to 24.
24 hours.
So it goes like 1, 8, 24.
Yeah, put a mark on that bad boy and let's get it hidden because
Final picture of the full party.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know how
And you
long
said
I'll
I'm
be
blessed
able
as well, right?
you are blessed.
Alright. So I'm just going to cast Hunter's Mark.
You cast
hoping
that,
my arrow finds the
Alright. And then you're
strong
gonna shoot at him?
in the bolt, and I will take a shot.
Alright.
With that.
17
Oh,
is the
yeah.
number.
4-4-02.
Okay, that's not enough.
As your
Not even close.
bolt goes flying along, literally his tail comes and just flicks it out of the air. And you do not hit him. Cygnus!
I raise my halberd and I say
Oh shit.
I'd say that the truth of my goddess is timeless and shall not decay ever.
Nice!
And I rush it.
You know what? I'm gonna let you attack at advantage because of that.
Oh really? Thank
Yes.
you. I'll take it.
That's
My man is
2,
naturally
3,
learning.
4, 5,
Yeah, I'm gonna go right up to the head.
Absolutely.
And sort of rear him down, and I'm gonna do my double pole
Of
arm.
course, he rolled a 19 on his defense roll.
Nice.
So
But
20,
I got a bless.
23. Yeah, go for it. 23 is the number. Roll advantage.
Oh, an advantage. Okay,
Yep.
So 11 or a 1. Oh, 30 feet. Should I use it?
Yep. Is he within 30 feet?
Okay, I'll use it.
Is he within 30 feet? I don't think so. Where are you at?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Nope, 30.
It's a 20.
It's outside of the 30 feet.
He's out. You're outside 30.
Yeah.
You're like
I
45.
had to use the 11 anyway, but you still have it then.
Yes, he hasn't used it.
What is it? It's a 19.
It's a 19. 19, the dice plus is +4, so no.
Okay. And then my
So you actually at least hit him,
okay.
and you chip away a piece of the bone that goes falling off, but it's like a piece of the bone that was like rotting and decaying anyway, so you
Okay.
don't think you did any actual damage to him.
No, you scratched his itch.
Yeah.
And then with like a backspin,
Yeah,
I go for a
absolutely.
Yeah, right.
So that's going to be 24, 23, I'm sorry.
The
yeah.
defense is the same.
Right, it's the same, because you're still blessed.
There we go. Yeah, it's a 19 plus 6. So
That'll hit.
Yeah.
Roll that damage.
I wanted to do 4 this go. 4 and 4.
8 points of damage.
A big 8 smackaroo.
All right. Shocking nobody, he does not die. But you literally, with
Does
the
it
butt
look
end,
like it's hurting you?
you knock out one of the teeth that's in his maw, and it goes flying like that, and he just kind of looks at it and he goes, ow. And you feel like you've got his attention now.
Okay, great.
Unfortunately, it's his turn now.
Yeah.
Jump up and sever his wings off.
Hey, Speed.
Well, he's already in a dungeon, I don't think he's going. Nope.
He flies 10 foot up, hits the ceiling.
But usually severing limbs works in terms of persuading things to be doing.
Since you're directly in front of him, and since you just did damage to him, he opens his gaping maw,
Yeah.
takes in a deep breath, and breathes out this some kind of necrotic breath that goes flying at you and covers you. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Is it con or maturity?
And it's a save, so I got less.
Yes.
It oddly smells like the alcohol.
Yes, con save.
What am I trying to be?
16.
16? Yeah, 16.
16. Oh, it goes right on it. You are with your faith in your deity directly in mind, despite the fact that you feel this decay like starting to take hold of you. You fight it off, and you are able to resist.
Okay.
You gently feel her hand touch your shoulder, and it's enough for you to, with every fiber of your being, be able to stop it from taking you over and infecting you.
Good.
So you do not take any damage from that. And that's going to make it Ragnar's turn. Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
When he used his decay breath, was it like a big old area of effect?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So it looks like about a 20-foot cone. And then he's going to move.
Oh.
And he's going to head over this way.
Can I opportunity attack?
Absolutely. And he moves over to here. Oh, yeah. You probably hit
20.
15. Yeah, that hits.
10 slash.
He takes it, and you take a little chip off of his tail as he goes flying by, and his tail just kind of flicks, but it looks like it's doing damage to him. Ragnar.
I'm gonna move to here.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm gonna cast Dragon Breath on myself and spew fire at him, 15-foot cone.
Okay, are you within 15 feet of him?
No, it is.
What could possibly go wrong?
Absolutely nothing.
Listen, sometimes the little glowing eggs are your friend.
Absolutely.
Especially
Especially
the
the
red ones.
dragon of death and decay and the red glowing thing.
Listen, they have weaknesses in strange places.
Absolutely.
It's 21. Dex save for him.
That is, he fails it. Go for it. Oh, let's see. Hold on. Let me look at his, he gets to roll an advantage for dex saves. 16 plus 5, 21, which is still 5 goes for you. So, see that rule, you laugh at it. It's made a difference, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. points of fire.
8 points of fire damage.
I just watched the mini.
See this little halfling just.
This looks like he's
Flames
in
goes
napalm.
engulfing in his skin, and like parts of his decaying skin and stuff literally catch fire and burn off of him and drop to the ground, and it's still like that. And you can see it's clearly having an effect on him. Felix the pontificator.
Yes, I think I've got my act together. I'm gonna cast Shillelagh and move up to engage.
Beats this dragon with a stick.
Literally beat the dragon with a stick. Nat 20.
Magic stick.
Yeah.
The magic of the forest.
No. Oh, so you hit him, sir, with your magic stick.
13 points of damage.
Oh,
Wow.
nice. That is one sturdy stick.
Do a tremendous amount of damage to him. Varkas. Like one of his claws gets snapped off and he busts down on him.
I'm sure glad I'll get attention to that.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna, kinda.
You're starting to see why your goddess was really interested in
Is there any way I
finding
can
out
get
what's
on,
going on
does he
here.
have a weak point?
Which one is you? This one? This you?
Yeah, does he have a weak point, like, underneath him or anything like that? Cause I was gonna,
Move your character to get down to
is there like a weak point under his bow?
None that you're aware of.
Okay, so, I'm just gonna,
You could try harsh words.
I'm just gonna, run up and use my two-handed sword and aim for the head, I guess.
Okay.
Use your, then you launch your defense.
Oh, actually, no, yeah, I'm in my battle, or not battle axe, not my great
Move
sword.
your character.
And then, so, probably gonna run up and,
Alright?
yeah.
21 is the number to beat.
I'm gonna get you.
You got it.
Bless him.
What just put on?
It might help.
Oh my god, it was a 16 and now it to a 3. Plus 2 is
That's a
5.
no.
No.
Alright, you swing and his head jerks back just in time, and you whistle and you get nothing but air. Varkas does not make contact. Caleb!
I'm still keeping my distance from this guy. I want nothing to do with this dragon. I really don't.
What? The halfling's up there face to face and the ranger? Right, Sir Robin?
Great, Sir Robin.
I don't breathe napalm, sir.
I don't.
Okay? I don't drink ethanol. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep myself kind of tucked in distance. Going to fire another
Ooh.
arrow.
19 is the number to beat. He's feeling defensive.
You got it, that bless.
That is 17, 18 plus 5, 20.
That's a hit.
And then that is a 1d8 plus a 1d6.
Nice.
The hunter's mark.
Plus your dex.
Plus it.
Plus my dex, so plus 3 on top of that.
Whatever you're right. Whatever you're right.
Yeah,
The biggest you don't forget.
Fortunately, I rolled low, it's still only 8
It's a
points
thing.
of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay.
That's a net.
That makes it Cygnus' turn. So your arrow strikes. You see where it does some damage. It chips off a little bit on one of his wings, and it just kind of like flicks its wings like it's in the recognition of the pain, and it sort of leers at you. Cygnus.
I can't go far enough. Not quite. But I do have javelins.
Okay.
No, you have 15 feet of range. You've got range with your pulling.
I'm at 10. I'm
You
at
got
10.
10.
Feet range.
And I don't want to walk on that thing.
He's got-
I could just walk right across the circle.
Are you worried about the circle, or are you worried about the dragon? And what do you need to do?
Moral dilemmas. The problem you have at the end of your party.
Yeah, I can get here and I can get with my 10-foot, right?
Sure. Are you questioning his manliness?
No, I'm just
I don't like red circles.
You were saying, oh boy, 19 is the number.
Oh my.
It's a 19 from me plus 2 plus
That's it.
6.
You got him.
4 plus 4 is 8 points of damage, slashing.
Okay.
And then I'll go for the blunt end. Big old swing around. with an 18 plus 6.4,
As a hit,
and it's 5.
5 points of
One
damage.
damage.
Certainly doesn't kill him, but he definitely looks battle damaged at this point. He's got pieces that are just chipping off of him, and he's starting to act a little bit erratic.
And bring him down.
Unfortunately, it's his turn.
Are we bringing him down or just a physical operation of him down? That's the.
This isn't a god.
Yeah.
Turns out it's a hologram.
Like we walk back out and we see all the guys in that other room stand back up, and it's like,
That's the test.
Yeah, he's gonna rough weapon here and basically get the three of you guys. So all three of you make Constitution saves.
how
So
wide
that's
is
gonna
the
be so it makes it about 30 feet, 5, 10, 15, 20.
When you make a save, you get the
It's
constitution.
just in range.
So really bless.
D20.
D20 plus your full D4.
And what are we rolling?
Con.
Con save.
Is Ragnar close enough? Was that a 1?
Plus
Let me get
20 is the con save
Oh
number.
my. And I close enough to Ragnar because I kind of need it.
You got a 1?
Yeah. But I mean,
Close
feet.
enough. 30 feet.
Yep. Well within
You're in there.
Cool.
What is going on?
Oh, much better.
And you bless, you bless.
Yeah, I already got it. That's a 18.
Which still doesn't do it for us, it doesn't matter. So,
Listen, it was better than 4.
did anybody beat the 20?
Hang on. I'm gonna use one of my important rolls. I got a natural 20.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I
go.
don't saw this!
No. Level up
Those,
magic to place for your birthday.
those who failed, which
No
is
one
gonna
that
be
can on you.
who failed.
Marcus and Kayla.
Okay.
Oh no.
You lose 3 points of dexterity and 4 points of strength.
Oh.
Ugh.
Ouch.
3 points
Oh.
of dex and 4 points of strength.
Correct.
Is this permanent?
No.
Sure feels like it at the moment.
So,
And also 3 hit points.
I have a negative 1 dexterity and 1.
Your dex goes
So
Three-
3
put
points.
three what?
Put 3 points of dexterity
So it's
and
at 11.
4 points of
It'll be-
strength.
It'll be
Your
plus 0.
strength goes to 12, and your dex goes to 11. So you still have plus 1. No, you don't.
But put it in parentheses
Strength
for right
plus
now. Don't permanently change your character, but put it in parentheses.
In 4 sessions, it might go away.
I can't do parentheses, but
It,
I've got it set up.
you can write it if you've got some,
I've got it.
Okay.
And if you're supposed to fix it?
That's gonna take time.
And that makes it Ragnar's turn.
I just put the temp numbers in front of the real stats and
Mhm.
which one's looking at.
I'm gonna step here, and then he definitely looks wounded, and then do the,
He's
Dragon breath again.
Okay.
dex save. 23.
18, he still fails. He takes the damage.
13 points of fire.
13 points of damage. He looks in really bad shape. His wings are on fire. He's all scorched up. He's looking bad. Felix.
And nothing happened with the floor.
Phoenix is going to take his attack and a bonus action attack.
Okay. He's got a,
14 is my lowest.
you hit.
Alright, so 16 total points of damage.
Is it
Background
not?
is
So what was your first attack? What did you with your staff? With your magic stick?
They're both my magic sticks.
Okay. So you literally take your stick and you shove it in his empty eye socket, and then you jump up and you yank down on it, and you basically pop open and crack open his eye socket completely, and his skull just kind of cracks in half. And there's this horrid necrotic magic that starts to seep out of it, and he starts to shake and shamble, and then he just collapses into a pile of bones. And he is Kronos Dracos is no more, or at least his minor avatar is not. Digging through, I assume you guys go digging through the area to find for anything of value?
Absolutely.
There's magic hours around here.
You don't, looking through everything, you don't see anything of direct gold value. It's all rotted and decayed and stuff, until finally you come across a small signia that looks like a set of claws. It's like a brooch that you could wear. And it is for druids, +1 to your wild shape attacks, and they are considered magical.
Damn, that's effective.
And you pull out of there a bow that written on the inside of it in Elvish is the word thunder. And once per day per wisdom bonus point. Once per day per wisdom bonus point, you can pull it back and say the word thunder, and when you release it, it will fire a lightning bolt doing 2d6 points of damage to everyone within 60 feet.
What kind of,
It's kind of what do you want? Longbow?
yeah.
It's a longbow, but,
Yeah.
but the lightning bolt is 60 feet from where you're at. Anything that's within that 60 feet on the 5-foot range is going to have to make a dex save, the 2d6, and the dex save is based on your attack roll.
Cool.
So, what's your wisdom?
Mine?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, I'll just make sure I said.
Like if you got a +3 bonus, you can use it 3 times a day, basically.
My wisdom is a +3.
Okay, so you could use it 3 times per day.
That was plus one to hit when I marked it.
Yes, +1 to hit and damage in wild shape, and they're considered magical attacks. So if it's a creature, then there you go.
I think this point we need a rest. We've got some people that are,
Maybe take a short one, yeah.
might require a long one for,
Yeah, I've blown all my spells.
yeah.
Do you mind if I get that from
My,
just so I can
Do you feel like this is a good place to?
My goddess.
Well,
I
are you
don't
looking at
think there is a good place
thunder,
to
I
rest.
just wanna make sure I have everything.
Okay, oh, I can't let you take a picture of
Oh,
it.
yeah?
So,
Yeah,
I was gonna take a
that.
photo,
okay.
quick notice.
I wonder
So,
what's
yeah,
gonna
so
happen
both
if we stay
storms.
here, in this room.
once per day for wisdom bonus,
So from you.
Well, we can't go back into the,
Sure. And then you can, it gives you a
well,
lightning
we
bolt
could,
at
when
60
the
foot
door
range.
opens, we could rest in the next hallway.
I would prefer to rest in the hallway than.
I
And they
agree.
have to do a dex save versus your attack roll. Or take 2d6 versus damage, half if they make the save.
How many long
For
rests
half,
do you
or
need?
2d6.
It depends on where you are, but if it's like a really dangerous place, or you probably can't rest at all.
Yep.
It's not that I'm saying, but this place seems like the hallways in between
Mhm.
the trials are pretty
Does
safe.
this door open?
It does.
Escape.
You guys gonna take a short rest, or?
Long
I
rest.
think we might try to take a long rest.
You can take a long rest, huh?
I think so. I want my stuff.
Okay.
And these guys have some sort of funky damage to them.
My saint is getting awfully quiet.
Everybody roll either a wisdom or an intelligence check. Or charisma, whatever's highest for you.
Yeah, charisma, I'll take.
I'll take,
I'm modified?
As your appropriate bonus, whether it's intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. 12.
14.
14.
10.
10.
and plus
7.
7. When you go to sleep, you get these horrid dreams of all different kinds. For those of you who rolled 10 or more,
Yeah.
you are able to hold it off and actually get a full night's rest.
Would I be able to, I had another roll I was able to use, could I use that? Another important roll?
Absolutely.
I use it.
Okay, roll
It was natural for me.
it. Okay.
Oh, is there a chance that before we rest I can spend my leftover land here?
Sure.
You took some hits.
I took.
Nobody took any hits? Oh, we're pretty badass, huh?
They took damage with the breath attack.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Everyone did.
Nah, there you go. I have 5 points of land hand, so I'll give it to you.
So did anybody end up failing, or has everybody managed to work their way through the night of dreams?
Marcus didn't
He
get
didn't,
rest.
he didn't.
Okay, but he doesn't have any spells to remember anyways, right?
No,
And he didn't use his actions.
Wait, I got my rest.
I
Was it
got-
a long rest or a short rest?
long.
The long rest, I got my long rest.
Oh, you got it.
I got,
So you wouldn't have to.
22.
Oh, you got the 7.
Would you have to?
Yeah,
do
you
more
got
rest?
it's important.
You wouldn't have to heal me
So-
if it's a long rest.
Oh, true.
You get your
You're right.
HP back if you
I thought somebody failed. Everybody passed the rest situation.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep, almost didn't cheated, but yeah, he got there.
Yeah.
I got a 14. So
I didn't cheat.
And he gets 2 more. You get your 14 dice back because you took a rest, right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the best power in the game.
Yeah, it's
really-
well, especially with this, especially in this.
Every time I play a friggin' wizard,
What
I
is
can't
up with this
not
defense?
go.
I know, why would you do any other
You
thing?
can't. There's no other. It's the funnest
It's
thing.
like-
Oh,
it's
yeah,
so
no.
fun.
It's the creature.
Well, then I cranked it up by playing a halfling.
Oh, okay.
And then taking bounce all up.
I was considering taking a halfling because I know that with the defense rolls and the attack rolls, there's going to be a lot of ones. And you can give it to somebody every turn. I was like, I actually considered it. And then when you took it, I was like, yes.
No, because what do we call that roll? The
Bill Murray.
The Bill Murray.
But in every book, there's a set of like legendary.
And you get to reroll ones
that are like 20
yourself, just because you're halfling.
Yeah.
I think he can only, he can't, he gets it, he has to use,
Those
he has
are
to use
all
a reaction
features.
regardless. So he uses it on
Those
us.
are real.
He can't use it on
In
us.
those books. Those exist.
But still,
All of those exist.
But
Well,
the
that's
odds
all
of that happening are much
Yeah,
smaller
but you
than.
still use it as.
Pretty high when there's 5 people are going around.
So like that giant eight-handed dragon could technically be.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
That's
Tiamat.
Tiamat.
He's asking about very
The dragon
difficult
god,
monsters
Tiamat.
that exist in
Oh,
the
yeah,
realm.
that's like that.
And he asked me, he's like, oh, which
That's
one do
level
you
20
say is the hardest?
and
I'm
then
like,
play
there are
the
Right, yeah.
There is not just
Right.
one.
No, you see,
And so I was explaining to him like the basic combat rating scale,
Sure.
and the higher the number, the more terrible they are.
Right?
And eventually you get to a certain number, and after that number, they all.
What about the one like the two horns?
That's trash. We fought that last session.
We didn't fight that.
Well,
We ran away from that.
we
right?
screamed at it. We screamed at it.
The long rest did not heal the dex or
Oh,
Good to know.
is it, does it count as like a disease?
you could try.
So if I spend 5 land hand points, I can try to clear
that's
a
like-
disease.
That's like most of my points right there.
I'm gonna spend 5 points and see if Marcus does better.
Okay. Are you gonna focus on his strength or his dex?
His strength, he's a paladin.
Okay. So you spend 5 points and you get the strength back, but you don't get the dex back.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
And is it, his maximum hit points are lowered by 3, or he just took 3?
He took 3 hit points damage.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I will use another 5 land on hands to take the dex off,
Okay.
if I do that.
Excellent.
Then I have no more land hands yet.
You did that before or after the rest?
After we rested and I realized they weren't feeling better.
Okay.
So,
All right.
I believe Cure Wound wouldn't help with any of that.
no, but I do have my slot back.
did you have those land hands before the rest?
I did, but we didn't know that the rest wasn't going to cure the
Gotcha.
thing until they woke up. Yeah.
That's okay, it'll be alright.
I think so.
It'll be fine. I'm just gonna laugh because from here on out, occasionally I'm probably gonna like very seductively with my bow. I'm not shouting about it. I'm leaning in my bow and I draw it and I'm like,
Are we all rested up and ready to rock and roll?
from a distance, my enemy's gonna be like, oh, it's just a bow, and then boom, what?
Yeah, do we want you guys want bless? Are you going to shillelagh and karate kick people in the next room?
Probably.
I'm going to put a bless on Felix
Bless
this time and a bless on Marcus.
I'm hitting back. All right.
That, with the bow, it's kind of like Shazam, it has to be said out loud.
Correct.
It's out loud, but it's in my vicinity.
I don't have to be loud for Shillelagh, I just am.
Pardon me, you have any friends? Oh,
Alright. I'm going to spike the shit out of that thing.
Let's cut off its legs and make a little nugget.
holy.
How did these other rogue guys get through this test?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking the whole time. Like,
They were probably
Because they submitted.
Oh, you submit to the evil and you just get through. Oh, well, don't give us any hints, Todd.
Sure, if you want to submit to the evil.
I don't know.
Wait, what if we submit to the evil? What happens? We just get to become dead?
No, we're just crazy, yeah. Maybe we can all become Doomspeakers, maybe. That would be a fun campaign.
is that a campaign?
Could be.
Could be.
Absolutely. If you guys want to become Doomspeakers, the way I run it is at the end of the session, I ask you guys what you want to do next, and I'm not running from a book or anything like that, so there's really no way for you the sheet and know what comes next,
Oh,
because I don't know.
right.
No, I literally make it up as I
Session
go
by
along.
session, yeah.
Yeah, session by, you guys tell me, okay,
that's
we
it.
wanna go do this, and then I have, 1 month in order to come up with whatever the new session is gonna be, but since it's not session by session, I get to come up with more creative stuff like this. So since it's not week for week, I mean, you know what I mean, it gives me a little more. So I was just like, how do I make the temple a little bit more interesting than just filled with cult leaders? Oh, they gotta pass a test. What could be the test be? Oh, the incarnation of the gods that they're after, you know what I mean? So,
I like God slaying, I think it was fun. Yeah, let's, maybe we can talk this thing a little bit longer? No, my bless is only a minute, guys, we gotta go.
you wanna put your characters in there for me? Cause
Sure.
that's what you see when you go in there.
I'll preemptively shillelagh, but I just assume we're gonna,
Uh-huh.
go into fighting.
That is me.
Spoon where you're like,
No, that's me, you can't be behind the barrel. You've got a sword and board, get out of there.
I needed you to be my wall, okay?
I got you. What
Me
was that
too.
last game?
Oh, yeah, I just
I
looked
was
at the
the-
table.
I
I'm
was the
definitely
anchor on the
behind you.
river,
Yeah,
not on the
yeah,
wall.
yeah.
We kept falling.
Well, you're also my wall in that room too, because I was like, oh, you got that guy cornered behind the table and behind your shield. I'm gonna stand behind you in the corner and use you.
I'm just.
What color is this one?
Oh,
Oh.
It's not pestilence.
yes.
Oh boy.
So why comes out?
Boy, calm down.
That one was also death in the camp.
So you guys enter?
Mm-hmm.
And you see this gigantic, twisted, insecty type thing with like nasty skin, and it also looks like it's like the embodiment of pestilence and famine, basically, in one creature. Everything about it is horrid. It's filled with all kinds of bodies of people who are not yet dead, but they're laying there in piles, totally emaciated, moaning and begging for death. Those piles of people that you see around them, they're all alive, or some version of alive. The big piles of people you see, those you can see movement inside of there every now and then as the people twitch and moan in agony and beg for some swift death. And the creature immediately, Patere Aeternum, again I just Google,
That's one from last.
yeah, in Latin. It would work well.
Hey, it sounds great.
It doesn't it? Okay, so it sounds like I know what I'm doing.
Especially when you walk in and you see that and you're like, that guy.
That's what
Right.
it is.
That.
Right.
Because it smells pretty
He looks at you and he doesn't take any time whatsoever. He immediately goes towards you. Roll for initiative.
Who got blessed?
You don't have enough of this. I give it to Felix.
Yeah. Just one.
You got pretty good accuracy.
Yeah. I just wanted to know. That way I didn't roll something.
Initiative rolls, Ragnar.
9.
I got
9. Barkus got a 21. Who's next? Felix?
Felix, 30-20.
30-20. Halo?
10.
10. And Cygnus?
7.
7. Okay.
Who's the first or last?
Barkus.
Like,
I know.
You see that gigantic thing? It's got this huge scythe type thing, whatever that is.
Yeah, it's like the Reaper, like the Grim Reaper
Reaper
has.
scythe or whatever like that. And it is advancing towards you. What do you do?
He's advancing towards me.
He's advancing towards the group. You guys are all in one.
Oh, I'm gonna.
Which one attack? Shot?
Yeah.
Shooting yourself is a bonus action.
You got attack?
I guess I can attack, yeah. Like, run up on a god and
I cast battle cry.
You're second level, you should be fine. Right? Roll.
We'll get that blessed.
Got that blood.
Yes. 25.
Oh,
He's feeling all kinds of defensive.
25.
Yeah.
12 plus 3 is 15, and then whatever you
Plus 5.
20.
So 31.
25.
20.
No, he's feeling all kinds of defensive.
Oh my goodness.
So when you come charge, what are you attacking with, your battle axe, or?
Yeah, my battle axe.
So you go to, and he literally just flicks it away with his giant scythe.
Keep that shield high, Marcus.
Alright.
Felix!
I put the shield on my back and run.
Gotcha.
I'm running up next to him and I'm taking my 2 attacks.
Yeah, that.
Don't forget my blast.
Shoot,
Color coded, so it works.
21.
That's both hits. 17 on the dice is my lowest, so
Wow.
that's 5. The damage dice weren't so kind. So 9 total points of damage. For those 2
Alright.
hits.
You flick off pieces of his withering flesh, and when the flesh hits the ground, and it drops to the ground and it knocks off of it, it actually makes the wailing sound of a human death, like from somebody's last moments of a disease or pestilence, before it just kind of sinks into nothing. Yes. That makes it his turn. Correct. Oh, well, since he's got 2 people right in front of him,
Nothing can go wrong.
nothing
You're
could
just
go
gonna swipe us
wrong.
off the face of
He
the
also opens up his
Mandible.
mandibles and breathes out like a swarm of locusts and stuff comes flying out of his mouth and swarms only the 2 who are right in front of him. You need to make Constitution saves. Yeah.
Question,
Yes,
a
sir.
work action question. Is that only a concentration checks or is it constitution?
What's the question?
A work after, is it only advantage on constitution or both?
It's on concentration checks. Yeah.
Shield.
No, it's Constitution.
Here's one.
60.
10.
10?
16.
You are covered in the stuff, and it you feel like these gross bugs crawling all over your body, but they don't actually seem to be biting you or whatever it is. And you, on the other hand, they're literally crawling in your nose, and they get into your mouth, and they're like biting in your eyes, and it's like utterly horrific. And you.
Utterly horrific.
Yep.
Now we hear that down dice.
You lose 3
just
points
got a
of Constitution and 2 points of Charisma. And you take 3 points of actual hit point damage. As it basically you get infected with the disease and you just start wasting away from the bite itself. And then let's see, is there? Oh, and then he takes his scythe and he actually swings at the both of you since you're both there. Everybody make a dexterity. You 2 guys make a dexterity roll. Yep.
Dexterity.
Yep.
God bless. Yeah, I'm gonna need that.
Does the bus make the difference?
Is that 15?
20 is the number.
It did not. It did not make a difference.
Okay. I matched it.
Did you get a 20?
20.
Okay, then he got it.
Yeah, okay.
So you dodge out of the way, you're going to take half damage, you take the full damage.
Of course I do.
You take 5 points of damage, you take 3.
I don't know.
Against demigod avatars, you round up.
Oh, if you make your defense roll, you still?
So, I'm
I
sorry,
thought if you made his defense roll, it doesn't take any damage?
it is
But I didn't even add
it's like an AoE attack.
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Because he swings in a whole big arc kind of a thing, so,
It's like a spell.
yeah, it's basically a spell.
Yeah.
Halo,
It's not a physical sight, it's more like an apparition sight.
Halo.
I'm going to use my bonus action to cast Hunter's Mark
Mm-hmm.
on our natural frontier.
On your
Are you
skin,
gonna move?
friend.
You're here in the line of everyone, are you gonna move? Just there, it's straight line.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of counting, like if I go here, that's about 250. Try to pinpoint this way.
Perfect. Here.
Oh, one. Oh, sorry, 3 more.
You got this.
Layer.
You'll either die in time or you'll win.
So I'm going to move to the left of the entrance door that we came into
Okay,
to get a straight line of fire.
all right,
So I'm going to aim for him, kind of center mass,
okay,
and I'm going to use my bow of storm
all right.
and cast
Thunder,
as I draw.
all right.
Yeah, but save though, right? Oh, you all stuff.
20.
He fails.
Oh, can you add the hunter's mark to the rainbow?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So you'll do 3d6 damage.
Yeah.
And that's with the proficiency on the bow itself also, right? So 9 points.
You don't add the proficiency to the damage.
Oh, right.
You add your dexterity to the damage.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah. So, yep, 9 points.
9 points. And he. Okay.
Every time I go to draw my phone out. That's what he has to whisper.
Every time someone dies.
Point of inspiration. There you go.
Gold coins!
If somebody revives me, I'm gonna wake up screaming.
Alrighty. So your lightning bolt goes and strikes it directly, and it blows pieces off of him all over the place. And you just see, like, I don't know, 10 or 15 different pieces fall. Each one of them sounds like a human voice wailing in agony as it hits the ground and then just kind of snuffs out.
Thanks for making me think of songs now for everything that happens. When that happens, I'm like, it's raining.
Ragnar.
Is that one?
Are we sure Mike's not a bard?
No. No, we're not.
We're never really sure of anything at this stage.
Firebolt.
Firebolt it is.
Bard is my backup.
No, he beats that.
So Cygnus dies.
Well,
It's gonna get annoying.
Fire and miss.
yes. What's the inspiration do? We have never used it.
So you can just use it to re-roll a die if you
Oh,
want.
wow, okay. Extra.
Any die?
Yes, any die.
Wow.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That makes it Cygnus' turn.
Can I reach it?
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, get me in there. I want part of this party. I step over the moaning bodies. And I'll do a double strike.
Welcome to the party.
Because I cough up blood. Would this thing count as an undead or a fiend?
You don't know.
Okay.
Usually if anything would have counted as undead, it probably would have
So
been that.
one. You're in 30. Ragnar, where are you?
Nope.
No.
No.
You're not.
Alright, that's my main attack. Not enough probably, right?
Correct.
Okay, no. That's a 9 total. And that was 2, 6 is 17.
Is it hit?
Okay, I'll take it.
So the butt end gets it.
The butt end, and it's a butt end for 8 bludgeoning, and then it's going to light up with a holy flame.
Okay.
And I'm going to smite
Smite him?
I'm gonna
Okay.
smite him.
Now when you
I'm
smite
going
him,
to smite him, I'm going to heal Felix because you took something.
Yep.
You took some damage.
How much
Some lucky
damage?
damage?
Huh? You took a lot of damage.
I just got there.
You get a d6.
you roll d6 and hit yourself.
I need to roll it?
Yeah,
How much damage do you do?
I can do 8, but then I get to add 2d6 or 3d6 if it's a fiend or undead.
It is not. It probably counts as a fiend. Go
Probably
ahead.
counts as a fiend? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll take 3 now. 2, 4, 9 extra points of damage. That's at 8, so
17.
8 bludgeoning and 9 holy. Or
Okay.
whatever that damage is.
And what does
Radiant.
Celestial? One healing.
Yeah.
Uh,
You
I
know,
love this stat.
I appreciate it, like, full on DVDs, they usually don't have, like, physical form. Cases.
that makes it Barkus's turn.
Alright, so I'm going to try again with my battle axe. Aim up.
12.
14.
Yes.
Okay, I'm good.
You got it already.
19 plus 4, yep. Oh, you're
This one? Yep. 5 plus 8. So 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
And Bart, you can use your movement, Marcus, to ground the guy a little bit.
Oh, yeah, can I get around the back?
If we can spread out a little bit, he can't get us.
I'd like to get behind him.
Because you know he's gonna do that.
You did not say Hawaii today.
Felix's turn.
It could just be all.
Felix is not feeling so great.
Felix is feeling fine.
He
He
just
just
got
got an
some
extra
healing,
D6.
so let's do our 2 attacks again.
Yes. With the blessings. Are they color codes? You know.
15?
Yeah.
This guy plays D&D.
I'll just take, yeah. We're doing this for a while. That is, one hit.
One hit.
For 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
He's like, if you upgrade your crown on the back.
Alrighty. He takes it and hates it. You chip off each of them, and you get to hear that lovely sound of more screaming people as they die. And what do we got going on here? Where is...
Actually, I'll center myself between the groups.
Okay.
In hopes that he, can't hit all of us. Not me.
Alright.
My buddy's got the Taxi Edition one, it's all like.
Oh, that's nice. I like the velvety blue guy.
He's going to breathe on you two guys. So the two of you need to make your con saves.
Okay.
Ooh, 19 plus 25. That con.
Fail.
Who's in the range of this?
Well, then can we change that roll?
Us two. Okay.
I would like to make that roll a 2.
Oh, you can't change my rolls, you change your rolls. You change my rolls?
You change all the rolls.
You're using your portrait. I thought you were talking about the coin. That's why I was like, no, you can't change my rolls.
No, we realized what that inspiration one was for. Is like, I'm gonna keep this.
Okay.
Okay, so 14.
Okay, so you changed it to a 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was it?
25 total.
Thank you. Yeah, I got that.
So 2 plus, so it'd be a total of 8.
What kind of save is it?
Constitution.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay. So that goes away from there, and then he takes, he just
Actually sweating.
A little bit.
rotates
Oh,
and
no.
takes the swing against the two of you guys. That's going to be dex saves.
Yes.
It's cutting grass.
Woo! 17 is the dex save number.
That's 20.
It's not 19.
19, you both swing out of the way.
Plus dex. So.
21.
21.
Yeah.
So you're going to take half damage for because it,
Yeah, you take that.
yeah, it is. So 4 points of damage each for this big swinging side thing.
Uh-oh.
You got out of it easy, you didn't lose any.
Yeah, so that's a good save,
There was.
Yeah, reason I'm standing.
I'm assuming away your character.
And then
Just
that's,
punching.
is that you? That's
That
you,
is
right?
me.
Okay, and you need to make a strength save.
Straight save. Oh, good.
Yes.
Was it discipline?
Something far more disturbing.
Oh, great.
22.
15.
The dying body that's here, that's
Yeah.
reaches out and grabs hold of your ankle, and you are grappled. He's holding on to you, but he doesn't want you to move anywhere.
I wanted to be here anyway.
So you are grappled. That makes it Kalo's turn. I don't think anybody else is within,
That's odd.
I'm gonna roll 50-50 on whether or not, because I put him right in the center. So 1 through 3, he's close enough, and 4 through 6, he's not close
Oh,
enough.
the other body?
Right, for you.
Yeah.
He's, what did I say, 1 through
Not
3?
close enough.
He's not close enough, so you're lucky. He's too far out of the way.
Good.
So he can't grab you. So that makes it Kalo's
He's
turn.
gonna stay that way.
So that puts him over there.
He's gonna stay that way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna dance away.
And he's grasping at you, and you literally hear him telling you, kill me. He's begging you to kill him.
He'll get there.
Or does that be your action for the round?
Wait. Alright. Maybe I'll give him the button.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't know if you're gonna allow it. If I aim one of my thunder arrows at his sight, like the handle of it,
Mm-hmm.
is there a chance I can break it?
You got a nat 20. He's a avatar of a deity, so he's, I'll give you a nat 20 that, not that you can break it, but that you might be able to knock it out of his hand.
Okay. So I'll just keep aiming
if you
to
get
the
a nat
nat. If
20.
I get a nat
Sure.
20, I'll
Sure.
delay
Alright,
removing his weapon.
that's a cinematic thing, that means, that doesn't mean you get to use it every single time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, it also does unspeakable.
So I will draw my bow.
19 is the hit number.
Shout another blast of thunder.
I don't think you've rolled below 20 today so far, so.
Actually, yeah, I have.
Oh, okay.
Fine.
Alright.
Put a couple hours, like, no.
Yeah, that's why I moved the bless to,
Like that time.
Yeah.
19?
Because he was rolling pretty
Not
high.
Not even close? Okay.
Not even half.
Alright. Not even half.
Not even half.
That's a miss. Do you move anywhere? You stay there.
I already moved
Okay.
the wipe off.
Ragnar.
Give him a static electricity.
More like I went to fire it and my bow just went.
Don't step on the green magic, Ragnar.
I went around it.
Now, does lightning, when I cast the lightning bolt, does that still expel one of my arrows?
No.
Okay. Ooh, cool. Just for
Mhm.
ammunition consumption. Arrows.
I don't really track that anyway, because it's, you know, it's Dungeons and Dragons, not statistics and accounting. It's just,
Arrows are in the budget and everybody should
yeah,
know
you
it.
know.
Have we hit this thing much?
Not really?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot.
Oh yeah, you hit him a lot.
He's
He
hit me
looks,
quite a bit too.
He's low.
he looks bloody, but then
He's
again,
gotta be low.
he looked bloody when you started. So,
I'm gonna shoot a magic missile.
all right. Oh, that was easy.
8 points. Force.
Reaction cost shield. I'm just kidding. 8 points. Okay. The missiles slam into him again, cutting. So the missiles just like are piercing, so they shoot into him and create a hole, and the holes turn into screaming human mouths, and then they just kind of pitter out, and they lay there, and there's like a tongue hanging out and stuff, and it's just living agony. But it looks like a gaping wound. Cygnus.
I'm gonna spread out just a little bit. I'm gonna try to go behind it over here. And y'all chase me.
All right.
And I'm gonna do my combo.
Literally caught on my leg.
Nice catch.
No problem.
Oh,
That's a tilted.
that's a tilted die. How is that even possible?
Well, I caught it in my leg. So
I know, but look at that. It's on a flat surface. It's a tilted die.
I've never seen.
I have never. See, is it
What?
7 or is it 5? I've never seen that. I've got to take a picture of that.
7 or 5? Both of those are bad.
Yeah.
I got
It doesn't matter because I get to re-roll it because it's tilted. That's called DM fortune. That's how much better. 6.
Right in the middle.
Literally in the middle.
What?
Okay, so that's probably a hit. What'd you get?
They both hit.
Okay.
And a 26 and a
Yeah, that's it.
20, that 18.
He's too busy dealing with pieces of his body being chipped off to be able to defend himself against you, and you are
7 plus 8. 15.
15 points of damage.
Slashy and bludgeoning.
He's looking pretty haggard at this point.
Yeah. That'd be.
If Varkas and Felix do their worst, maybe we'll see Varkas.
Get him in the underbelly!
No pressure.
I never do good.
Get him where it hurts!
You got blessed.
I
Oh,
don't even know if the blessed made a difference in any of these rolls, but
19 defense roll.
What was that?
Missed.
no. Vargas retires. Puts down his battle axes, leaves
Right.
it.
Dice are not on fire today.
Okay, but he is
They're
ready.
underwater.
But he is ready to burn the axe. Okay,
Motivation.
Felix.
Felix is gonna see what he does.
Alright.
Felix is not feeling very brave.
No,
Alright, you got a 19. Took that as a 20.
And that one on my what do I do roll?
Save him!
Save that save roll. My what? 14. Okay, I stay in there.
You go to back yourself, you look over your shoulder, and he's in the corner like.
I turned around. I'm like, oh, he's there.
Go again, do it.
All right. What am I rolling up with? Rolling for?
19.
For-
Hit.
19 plus is, so 24.
24. Jeez, I know. There's no way I can hit any of that.
Oh boy.
Why didn't I run? You did this. You did this.
Okay, so he's going to go swinging side against the two of you guys. So both make your dex rolls.
No.
16?
No,
No?
just no.
You take 5.
Yeah, that works for me.
I'm laying down now.
Okay, are you laying down?
Yeah,
All
nice
right.
work.
Ah,
16.
16?
Blessing.
Yeah, I think.
Alright, so you take half, so you take 3 points of damage.
Maybe we can take Marcus to the Church of Light. Are you a believer now? I need some converts.
I'm a believer in the fact that I'm gonna die.
So,
Hey, I'm way ahead of you.
were you at there, boss, right there?
You're actually down? Oh my
Is
goodness.
it too late to become a death eater now, or?
I did it again, guys. I spent all my lay on hands, and then I smited him. You got cure wounds, don't you? Yeah.
Is it too late to become a Doomspeaker?
We might be doing that briefly.
You're like, I don't know these guys, literally.
I submit.
Since you,
I'm monitoring the
since
test.
he just did damage to you, he's gonna turn to you and he's gonna breathe on you. So make a con save.
Roll my death save, death save, death save. Yes.
Okay, so he's 30 feet away from you if you wanna move him to the appropriate,
Yeah, you got all
Yeah, bless.
11. You did a crappy breathe. 11.
You made it.
Okay, I made it.
You made it?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Apparently I'm insect immune.
You are insect immune. I'd say that bites, but it doesn't. Okay.
Oh,
Caleb,
I'm positive.
we got one down.
But he's okay.
You see, he doesn't feel like he's
I'm
okay.
dying.
He gets smacked though while he's down, right?
He's literally watching the Grim Reaper try to push his way towards him and cut his silver cord so that he goes up over heavens.
I don't even think I can reach him. Sorry.
It's a touch spell, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a touch
You just need to take the one.
Oh, I should have taken a healing one. That's a better one.
How do you get a dice for every single one of
I'm
them?
not close to reaching him.
I can get toward him, but I wouldn't be able to do anything until next turn.
Well, don't check your bow.
Yeah. So I'm trying, like, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like,
look at him.
I just can't get to him in one turn.
You look up and see that I'm pretty close.
Right.
so-
Yeah.
You should know.
Okay. I mean, I can still stay at the range I'm at.
You guys got
Oh,
healing too?
even with max speed. Because my max speed will only get me like halfway across the room.
Oh, man.
Use your bow, man. Kill with it. Kill it!
Finish it off.
And then move up.
He'll be much better off if the thing doesn't try and blow buzz him with his body.
Yes.
This hits the Reaper in the other world. Crazy
Oh,
like
wait, he doesn't want me to die. He wants me to almost be dead.
Yeah.
He wants to drag it out.
Well, I got one last thunder, so might as well swing with it.
Against this guy, you have to have 6 positive death saves because it drags it out.
Watching my friend fall, yep, I draw my last arrow and shout thunder for the last time for the day.
And get a 1.
Got 2.
13 is his total.
No.
No? Alright, so your lightning goes shooting and bounces off the...
Okay, now you can hide it.
That doesn't... Ragnar,
Yeah, I'm
Or
actually
you gonna
going to, yeah.
you can move halfway to him or...
Fine, I'm gonna take
I
my
won't put
crossbow
you on the
and swing
green.
around.
Appreciate it. He knows I'm outside the circle, I trust that.
What's Ragnar doing?
I am going to. No, I'm going to shoot it with my catapult.
With what?
Catapult?
Okay.
Oh, launch one of the dead bodies.
30
dying
feet.
bodies.
Is it hit?
You're probably too heavy. Pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Rope throws.
Come on. I will.
Oh, really?
10 points.
10 points.
Pretty good.
So you catapult, you know what, just because it is, you found a head that's been severed off and you launch a head toward it and slam it into it. It does a significant amount of damage to him. He's looking like he's in really bad shape. Sickness.
Let's.
I just envisioned doing more damage than the rest of it.
Big pain, small pain.
Because I'm laying down.
I'm gonna. Combo.
Alright.
Make a touch roll, buggy.
For
Ooh.
some reason, I keep launching lightning. and I just
18
don't go.
plus 6, 24.
Alright, I'm going for after that.
You can do it.
Yeah, baby. 17 plus 6 is a 23. Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
And my butt
You got a third.
is a
I have a
24.
crossbow
That hits.
where I don't
It
have.
doesn't do much damage.
It doesn't do enough.
D8.
You did it two-handed sword.
7. Bludgeoning.
You did it.
7 total.
Yeah, 7 total.
He's still standing
Oh my
on
gosh.
all of his legs.
Marcus! You gotta get him.
Barkus.
We can't have him do another round.
So I can use
Yeah.
turn and swing.
Yeah.
Bury stuff down.
Okay.
Toss it.
At this point, I'm on my last nerve. I'm like,
So if you hit.
And you also have,
you roll
what
one
is that?
either and you
Second, not the,
Action surge.
That's why.
Yeah, don't be afraid to
Action
use your
surge.
action surge.
I'm gonna throw down my sword, or my battle axe and shield,
Alright,
Swim, because you can use action shirts and swim twice.
and I'm going to.
Swing once first and see
Yeah,
what
yeah.
Do it, yeah, do the last show.
you still blast?
19 on the dice. Yep. Well,
That's gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
And
So
then
26 now.
End it, Marcus.
Come on, Marcus.
Take care, eternal, end his eternal
We're
suffering.
going to reroll that.
I guess it really wants me to have it.
10 points of damage.
10 points of damage.
Hey.
He's teetering. He looks like he's almost ready to go down. You get action surge?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
second attack.
Action surge.
You're gonna stick
No,
it?
no, no, you have to
You
swim.
got it, yeah.
You got 20
the
there.
last.
You'll learn, bro. It's okay. We're here to help. Sorry, toss.
A 19.
That's
Yeah.
a hit.
16, 16, sorry. 16.
That's still a hit.
You didn't add
You only
on.
have
Oh,
20.
yeah, wait, plus 1. You're fine.
It was over 20 with all your stuff.
Okay. And then, 10.
Plus
Plus
3.
Plus 3.
13.
So 13.
I came back at the end after just slacking off.
He's teetering down. As he's teetering down, he kind of leans forward and you jump up and you jam your two-handed sword into his eye and you rip it out of his skull. There's this horrific, deathly wailing scream and he begins to topple over. You make a dexterity save.
Oh my god. Dex? Oh,
Yeah.
20.
Okay, you see it coming and you roll out of the
Thank
way
goodness.
without any problem. As a matter of fact, with a natural 20, you jump to the side and you jump right up on top and you're standing on top of this skull.
I'll take your credit.
Totally taking the
Thanks, bro.
credit.
And then you get to keep his side.
There you go.
I run over to.
And you feel your deity touch you on the shoulder and mention the word Maz. Okay, just as a gentle reminder. Hey, Tyr Eternal.
I run over to Felix.
Has been destroyed.
I run over to Felix and apply first aid.
Okay, that's good. You are able to find, if you are willing to grab rings and jewelry off the people that are slowly dying,
I got you. That's all.
I mean, I'm not.
of piles of bodies.
I'll go around and finish each of them off.
Okay,
Yeah, they really want it, right?
alright.
I'll
You
stab
finish
them
them
before
off?
I take it. Tell them it's a pain. A mercy, right?
75 gold each in coins and jewelry and gems. And then you also find
Yeah.
Ragnar, you find a wand of the war mage, which is +1 to spell attack, and it disregards half cover if you're casting a spell or something. So +1 to your spell attacks and disregards half cover. And Varkus, you find, when you rip it open, you actually find a sword that's inside of it. When you pull it out, what kind of weapon do you use? What do you want a battle axe or do you want your great sword? Which
Probably
do
a
you prefer?
two-handed would be better.
You prefer the two? Now you're not using your shield then if you're using the two-handed sword.
That is true, but,
I'm okay either way. I just want you to understand.
yeah, I understand that. Yeah.
He can switch
As
it.
a fellow player perspective, I'm trying to sway your opinion. You already have a shield that'll help you with your standard axe.
Yeah.
It's best to be versatile with that enchanted weapon.
Yeah.
Which I
Yeah.
use.
So, yeah. Yeah, I was thinking
And
that
he's
too, because I already have.
He's a great weapon master also.
Great
so-
weapon.
Okay.
Yeah, so the.
So it's a two-handed sword.
Cool.
That's a frost brand. It does an extra d6 of cold damage on any hit.
Yeah.
It gives you fire resistance,
Damn.
and in freezing temperatures, it provides a light 30-foot radius.
So it does
So
what?
extra d6 cold damage. So you'll do
Okay.
2d6 plus a third d6 whenever you hit.
So 2d6 is plus the.
No, 1d6 cold damage. But
Right.
for 1 hit.
Because a great sword's 2d6, right?
Plus 1,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Cold damage. Provides warmth and cold environments.
Correct.
And fire resistance.
You're fire
Fire
resistant. So if I shoot a fire spell at you, you get to roll at advantage.
Does he keep the fire resistance if he has the sword on his back?
No, it's gotta be wielding.
Because then you can do a shield and the axe instead of fire resistance.
Yeah.
No, light and cold. Light spell, cold environment. What was the one at the left?
One to the war mage.
Okay.
+1 to spell attacks, and you ignore half cover.
Okay.
Which is fairly, it's all of your spells, so that's pretty useful.
Absolutely.
He does more damage when he hits, you are more likely to hit. It's kind of like. And you have destroyed the third of the 4 eternal truths.
Found this app,
I'm gonna, cast
and
Oh,
when you
yeah.
Cure Wounds on
Okay.
you can just generate random.
It's a second minimum roll for healing on me.
Whatever you want.
Oh, that's great.
And it just, so if you wanna like homebrew something, you
Do another
just,
long
or you
rest
can
on
all
all
quick, right, so like,
Get
say
your,
I wanna give somebody something that's not
Either way.
uncommon.
I'm finally continuing, I got one more skill point, I'm just gonna cast it.
Do it.
And then like if I wanna.
Oh my gosh, someone's gonna be rolling those for me in the future.
wow,
And then like if you click
That's
on.
3 ones on my healing.
Like you today scroll on it, it'll tell you what's making it.
Okay, it's okay.
And then you can just fill the one you
It's okay.
keep it in your phone.
Okay.
A buddy of mine told me to come up with something home to the game breaking. I was like, cool. And I literally sat there. He's like, it would be very rare and legendary.
We kinda
Okay.
push it out of the way so we can
And I'm
get to
just
the
like,
door.
scroll. That looks fun. Scroll. That looks
Oh, the door's right there.
The door's right there. So, you guys just heading forward after you slay all the other,
Can we check the room?
We did.
No, you can check the room.
Oh, yeah, money.
Oh.
75.
You come to,
How's our hit points doing? You alright?
I'm at half.
Yeah, I have,
I think we're getting
I have
one.
less than half. I actually haven't taken a hit this fight. I kept away from it.
you do a short rest or a long rest?
Let's do a long rest. I need it. For spell.
Since I'm not lacking any hit points, can I use this long rest to get rid of the stack disadvantage Admiral thing?
How would you get rid of it?
I'll give you a land rest if we get arrested.
I mean, it's affecting my strength, so
Absolutely.
knowing I'm not damaged,
Mhm.
right? Like I'm not injured anymore,
Sure.
and I'm
But the last one we got rid of was
Right.
he did a lay on hands.
right.
So, do you have the points to get a lay on hands on him?
No, because we woke up and then I used it all.
Okay, so he
So we
doesn't have a
gotta
way,
sleep
he
again.
doesn't have a way of removing
So
it.
we can sleep again and hopefully not get terrorized by the nightmare.
Well, honestly, no. If we're gonna take a long rest, would cure wounds?
No, because his specifically has the ability to go, if you spend 5 points, get rid of disease, but
Okay.
cure disease is a different spell
Gotcha.
than cure wounds.
You can cast those on me before we take your rest, though.
Okay.
Yeah, what did you?
I mean, I only use one,
Everything.
so
I got bugs out of my ears.
I won't cast cure wounds on him.
So you guys are gonna attempt the long rest?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this time, the nightmares are worse and your roll is at disadvantage.
Sure.
Can you roll that D8 for me?
Yeah.
Every time I roll
What
it,
is
goes
it,
to
a
1.
constitution roll?
Constitution roll,
Or,
no,
Wisdom?
or whatever.
it could be either wisdom, intelligence, or charisma, whichever is your
I
strongest.
got 5.
Better than what I was doing.
But you only get to roll once, whatever your strongest is, you use that stat for it. You're basically trying to fend off the nightmares.
Oh, you're disadvantaged. You already.
Yes, now?
Probably no.
You're not gonna.
Ten. 10 is the number you gotta meet.
Yeah, with disadvantage it was an 8.
Okay. So you get the benefit of a short rest, not a long rest.
Oh. Okay.
So you
I'm
don't
at full hit
get any
points.
spells back, but you can roll for hit points.
I got 19 so
So you're good?
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
So anyone that didn't get the benefits will get the benefits of the short rest, you can use a die to roll for hit points.
Okay.
If you're down any hit points.
Yeah, maxed out.
He has 2.
It makes sense that the longer you spend in the temple, the more the evil's
I
gonna be.
think so, yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to make it cinematic here.
Similar to stress
Plus
factor.
your common.
What's that?
Similar to stress factor.
Sort of, yeah.
I'm back. Full health. Yep. You don't have any damages, right?
Everybody ready to face, there's only one left, Tempestus Timoris, the Storm of Fear.
Oh.
Yeah, Should be okay, so fine.
It's gonna be scared, we already are, so we're gonna.
The long rest, well, I don't know how that would play. So
You get all your hit points back.
what about the bow of swords?
You get, yes.
It's long rest, but it's per day, so I didn't know how you consider it.
Yeah, you get your 3 back. Yep, absolutely.
I've played in the game where it's like, well, a long rest is 8 hours, so,
No, that's fine.
you know, if it's 10 a.m., you sleep for 8 hours.
I try to be the most reasonable jerk you know.
I appreciate it.
That's fine, that's what I do. Just ask him. So, okay, so you come out eventually at some point, assuming everybody's got their ready. You come out this doorway, you see another doorway going up, which you're positive heads back to the room with the nightmare creature. But you cannot get into it, and you see another door here. Ready to go through?
Let's face the terror, boys.
Oh, no.
Face our fears.
Okay. I need some super glue.
Is that my halberd?
What happened?
Uh,
You breaking stuff?
What have you done?
That's fine. Glue it together or something. Oh, he's got it over his shoulder. Look at
Okay.
that.
Oh, that's cool. I like that better, actually.
Yeah, that's one of those Skyrim minis, and unfortunately those aren't very
Sturdy.
durable. That's my bad, so.
I knew I saw one. I'm like, this
Yep.
looks just like
It
the
is.
Iron Helmet from.
Yeah. Mofidius.net has a game called Call to Arms, which is
That's one of the.
officially licensed from Skyrim, and so those are official minis and stuff, but unfortunately, they are very fragile. I would not recommend anybody
That's
buy
one of the
them.
champions from.
Yeah.
The plastic champion
There
too.
was a game that they came out with, wasn't them, there was a Kickstarter or something like that, and that has the plastic minis, and I'm getting those painted up, and those are a lot more durable, but the ones from Ophidius, unfortunately, I could not recommend. They're just way too fragile. So, it is what it is, man. So you guys head up to the door, and you're ready for the storm of fear.
Every time I kick open the door now, my intro music.
You come into a nightmare.
Oh.
What are you doing in my swamp?
He yells at you to get off his lawn. So, you step inside and you can't help it. You literally step. I'm going to take the axe right off because it's just going to get lost. Of course. So, you step right here, and there's no way you have to step on this when you come into the room.
And you hear the sound of an elevator door
And you see basically a fetid swamp, and the whole swamp essentially looks like it's in motion. You can't tell what's just like crags and stuff, and what has like a snake or something that's crawling over it, and then there's like lizard things with teeth, and it's like just an absolute nightmare. You see like slimy things going around, but worse than anything, over here you see, and it's in every direction as far as you can see. It doesn't look like a room. It looks like it's almost like you've entered into another dimension, okay? And then the door shuts behind you, you can't, that's it. It's like a door in the middle of nowhere, and you're not able to get through it. And so you see this in every direction, but worse, you see this bubbling black mass of goo and slime and eyeballs and teeth, and they're looking in every direction at all times, and you instantly feel that it's aware of each one of you. Like it instantly becomes aware of your presence. Like there's no way you could ever hide from it. And this is Tempestus Timoris, who is the storm of fear. All of your greatest fears have come to pass in this one being, starting with the fact that he doesn't have an initiative roll, he just goes first.
Oh.
Fantastic. Lovely.
Oh. And everyone's mind is suddenly flooded with darkness. Go ahead and make an intelligence check.
Yoo-hoo! I'm not very good at those.
Decent.
Oh,
Decent as ever.
18 is the number.
Oh, that's one.
Nat 20.
Okay.
shit! Yeah,
13, no.
15.
15 is a no. Vargas?
No, I got a nat 20.
You got
You
Nat
got
20.
two nat 20s? 3.
17.
17, 18 was the number, and plus 6. So the ones who, so there's this absolute flood of fear that goes through you, and you lose both intelligence and wisdom, because as the fears are permeating your mind, every worst thing you can imagine, it's hard to think straight, it's hard to concentrate, it's hard to have faith on anything. You lose 1 point of each. You were so lucky I rolled a 1 for both of them. Stephen can confirm. So you lose 1 point of each, and
Restore your roll, so.
everybody.
Can I change that roll? What did you? Was that a base roll? Or you made a?
18 was the total roll.
Or make that 2?
Where does the 2 come from?
I rolled.
He rolls portents every time we get one.
I roll him in his box.
Okay. All right. And how many times can you use that incredibly overpowered thing?
That's long rest.
Okay.
He rolls 2 dice and he gets to put those wherever he wants.
Looking forward to Shadow Dark. Okay, that's fine. this is why I don't like Dungeons and
Welcome to
Dragons
Shadow
anymore.
Dark.
Well, it's just 1 point of wisdom. What's he gonna do?
Great. So
Make my saves very slightly worse.
Change it from a +5 to a +4.
I would save it.
So we
I would
save
save
it.
Garrett?
We save it.
I can take the hit.
You do or don't say it, because you're saying you
It's a
do.
point of damage
It's
and a point of intelligence.
it's
Oh, no.
3 points of
So
physical.
terrible.
and
That's
then-
other
3 points
It's-
damage and then 1 from intel and 1 from.
Okay, so just 1 point from our stats, but 3 points of damage.
Correct.
Should you say that too? That's pretty good too.
Huh?
You want to say that too?
I would say hold off on it.
Okay.
I would say. No, I'll take 3 points. I think.
3 people were affected and it was very minor for stats. 3 points.
Although it's
Okay.
his intelligence.
For 2 of them.
point of damage, but
Yeah, but
That was my
minus
wisdom.
1's not gonna.
Should.
We lost one.
He's got the war mage though, staff, so
All right, what do you guys do?
that's square one.
Well, I guess, field of fear.
Do we roll initiative?
Roll for initiative.
Oh boy.
18.
18.
I'm in 30 feet of you, right? Oh no, it doesn't apply for
What am I feeling?
Still not one.
Oh, 18. Who's, Barkus, what you got?
5.
5, okay. Ragnar?
I got 5 as well. Oh, sorry.
Barkus and Cygnus, who wants to go last?
I got a 5 also, so.
Okay.
You know.
Oh,
You guys decide which one you want to go last.
I'll go last.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then who wants to go first between Barkus and Caleb?
Marcus can go first.
Okay? All right,
I
so
got
that
you.
makes it Felix's turn. Felix, what are you gonna do?
That's fine. Let's,
I usually, it was just.
I'm gonna
a move.
cast a spell. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire
Okay,
on our big guy
all
here.
right, what's he get, a dex save for that, right?
That's a dex save. Of,
25?
Yeah, no. No, not yet.
Oh, the very fire is so good.
Looks like you just threw pop rock
Do you
down
move anywhere?
Yeah, I'm gonna move out into the moving wilderness.
Got ethanol.
Just moving, straight towards the tree.
Okay, so as you start to go through here, it becomes difficult terrain
Okay.
of the swamp, so you get 15 feet. It's your greatest fears.
Yeah.
It's all of them, so it's gonna be.
Can't
Oh,
move, can't
I've
run,
regretted
can't eat,
everything
don't
that I've done
stand.
today.
All right, Ragnar.
I will shoot a fireball at it.
I will
16. That's it. 5 goes to you. That's it.
try to smack it. I will do that. It kind of works out. Because now.
4 points. 4
Five
points of damage.
Ah,
All right, Barkus.
I
like it
will
too.
run at it with my great sword and try to smack a pile of goo with
It's
it.
not running very far.
You're gonna run 15 feet.
No, actually, so I don't want to run straight at it because then I'm down in the open. Let me like, how far is
I
it?
guess it's better to go straight at it.
15 feet,
So they probably get behind me.
3 squares. Where you already are at is where you move 15.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Are
This,
you moving yet?
this,
Okay.
this, anywhere from here is the starting as far as
Okay,
I'm concerned. Yeah, so.
I didn't know you were moving yet, sorry.
So like,
So about where he's at is 15 feet. So
so
I'm
I'm
gonna.
gonna.
Okay. All right.
Marcus the Bold.
Marcus the Bull is hiding behind Felix.
You're with armor and all
Now, so hold on. If you don't attack, you can double move and you can get to 30 feet.
But you can get up to it.
Alright, Martin's gonna decide to stop firing and run at it.
Okay, so
Good
you're
Marcus.
gonna run straight at him.
Yeah, get him.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Get him, Martin!
I'm gonna say you're gonna get to there. All right.
And I'm just gonna look at it while it decimates me.
All right. Caleb.
Alright.
Everything off the little tile is difficult swamp?
Yes.
Yes. What I'm going to do,
Marcus is just.
because I am not going to go anywhere near said swamp. Is this actually like
Yes.
inward?
It's a.
It's like
Yeah, all
recessed?
the cover.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
That's all good.
Oh, I'm actually already into the door. Okay, cool. So I'm going to shift to this column to kind of give myself something to use as like a cover point.
Okay. Sure.
So I mean, I keep falling a little bit.
Okay.
I'm on this side of the arm.
All right.
The big slender fist just picks him
Um,
up.
I'm going to draw my bow. Not going to cast thunder.
Y'all better
I'm
like
just going to
have my
fire
back.
bow.
Well, 'cause it's like a straight line, right?
So it hits everything? Yeah, it's only 60 feet. I can still hit it, but yeah, I'm trying to see how the damage goes to this thing first.
Ooh, 19 on the die, 25.
Right. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
He's on the little token there.
Good.
Ragnar. Oh, Ragnar, the lucky boy.
That is 16.
No, misses.
You needed 20 something.
Well, I think it's a hit.
Cygnus.
Let's, warm, and then,
Yeah, make sure you get within range to heal me, because I'm about to get absolutely
And
obliterated.
then I want to draw my javelin and go for a range attack.
Okay.
I just, none of these die are working.
15 plus 6, 21. Yeah, that's enough. So you throw and it goes
It's
nowhere.
like, loop.
What do you keep on taking my dice off?
I like the one that says yeet. Yeah. It says yeet right there.
Everyone rolls a save again because their mind is flooded with more chaos and insanity.
What's up? What was it again?
I should not have used that.
Intelligence.
Oh, intelligence.
Yeah.
How do you do?
20. That was you. 13.
What'd you get?
Plus
No, that one didn't make it. 9.
I beat it.
You beat it. Okay. Did anyone else not beat 9?
I didn't beat 9.
Okay. So wisdom is blue. Use 1 point of wisdom and 1 point of intelligence. Both. And 1 hit point. Everybody, if you failed, loses 1 point of intelligence, 1 point of wisdom, and 1 hit point.
At this point, I probably Marcus doesn't need his intelligence anymore.
Just dump it.
And then you're right at him. Since you're right at him, out of the gooey black mass, a giant claw comes and attempts to just rake through your face.
I knew something was gonna happen.
defensive roll.
17.
Oh, she got
18.
Yeah!
You are able to fend it off. You've got your two-handed sword out. I mean,
Yeah.
okay.
His icy sword.
Your icy sword. Felix, your turn.
Felix will move up his 15 feet.
The terror is like starting to grip inside of you, and it's getting harder and harder to concentrate.
Yeah, I'm gonna,
What happens if your intelligence is 0?
You die.
Oh, you just die.
Right. It's ability point damage. It's a different kind of terror.
I'll move myself up 15 feet, and then I'm gonna again cast Fairy Fire. While I
Move it
still
what,
have
towards
my,
him?
yeah, towards him.
Let's get a fairy fire on this boy.
All right.
It's a lot of advantage.
I need a dice that's gonna be my friend today.
Roll, you get it. 12.
No, 8.
Okay.
Steven's so frustrated.
I'm gonna use it, make it a 2.
Okay. That makes it an 8, which is a tie goes to you.
Yay!
So he gets fairy fire.
It's Fairy Fire.
Is that your plus 1 hit?
Well, advantage to hit.
You get
Advantage.
Advantage to hit. As
Yeah.
well as itself or concentration.
Yeah.
Does it have to, does it have to be
I
melee,
moved
or
up.
is it any attack?
Yeah.
Any
It's to hit.
Is that concentration?
It is concentration.
You're gonna have to roll each round because of the terror that's in your head.
Oh my
That's fine.
goodness.
I can do that. I'm
Okay.
confident I can handle that.
Okay,
I'll have to probably do the same if I cast Hunter's Mark.
correct.
That's all.
Well, if you've been affected by it, have you suffered?
I just got it.
Okay, then yes.
Yeah,
So that,
yeah.
Ragnar.
Just failed the last round. So
This will be my job, guys. So just
keep the
Support.
fairy fire up!
you do it. I'll focus on Fairy
Until
Fire.
I can turn into a war bear, I'm here to support you.
I'm gonna shoot a catapult at it.
My job is to go. Hold it.
Advantage.
I know, I still didn't have much.
No.
11.
Nope, 15.
Mm.
You shoot a rock and it just goes worse. It literally goes right in it and seems to go right through it, having no effect whatsoever.
You hear light splash.
But then again, this thing is showing you your worst fears of all
Like
time.
swords over
Right.
So,
No.
Marcus.
faces. Yeah.
Marcus the almost clawed.
I'm gonna smack the pile of goo with my cold sword.
All right, roll at advantage.
You get to roll 2.
You died.
17 is the number.
Everyone's tied.
20.
That's it. for sure.
Yeah.
20? I got a 20 and 17.
Oh,
That'll do it.
what happens to it?
Is that a crit?
You double your damage
Yes.
dice.
So 66?
So yeah, 66.
Yeah,
Yep.
66.
With 2d6 of it being crossed.
Correct.
Get him, Barky!
Absolutely.
Yep. 66 using dice.
I knew we sent him in there for a reason.
Yeah,
The dice like to dance.
and I really thought running at the pile of goo.
Tell me it went under the bridge. And they're so upset.
I got it though.
Alright, awesome.
Alright, so what roll?
So 66. So those three and these three.
Worst fear, of course, he's immune to great swords.
Chuck's gonna
Go ahead.
So you get 3 rolls.
Oh,
And
yeah.
any ones and twos.
Wait, stop.
reroll.
Ones
That's
and
6, 6,
ones,
5.
ones and twos you reroll.
So 6, 6, 5.
No, reroll for twos.
Biggest hit of the night.
4.
Yeah,
do I
I
get
think
to
that
reroll?
was not, you
Okay,
reroll one.
so 6, 7. So
That's
4
10.
plus 3.
15,
17.
no,
So
That's
22.
12. Is that 6?
Yeah,
12,
six.
17 plus 7 is 24.
So 24.
And your,
Did I just
And
one
strength?
tap? Did I just one tap my greatest?
Plus your strength.
plus your strength.
24.
Plus
Plus
3.
Plus 3.
plus
27.
27. Yeah, I just one tapped my greatest.
12 of that's cold damage, I guess.
Correct.
You got always action, sir.
And you can't action surge.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Alright, good.
Right.
Good.
What do I roll?
220.
What is it, 17 is the number, I think, right? Yes. 17 was his. Because it's the same attack, same
Plus
attack.
your 5 is a 19.
So 19?
That's a hit.
Yeah.
That's a hit, roll it.
And then
Three.
So can we like?
3d6.
Oh my god.
And reroll your ones and twos.
You should reroll.
Oh, I got it. I got it.
Alright, you can't reroll these ones though.
Yeah,
5, 10, 13.
Nice.
3. 16 more damage.
16 more
16
damage.
plus 24? 27?
27. He just hit.
41.
Yeah, he just hit.
Marcus really turned it up.
Marcus just took a pretty shot of
He
adrenaline.
just hit 43
There's
damage.
agonizing screams that burst in each one of your heads as the creature is screaming in agony. And it's hard to see what kind of damage you're doing, but you feel the injury. It's almost like it's pulsating its sensation of pain into you.
Into us?
Yes, into you, and you're just, not that you're taking the damage, but
Yeah.
you feel the agony like it's part of the worst terror. Is if you inflict pain on it, you inflict pain on yourself.
It's like it's in the air almost.
Correct. So Varkas crushes it, and the creature looks bloodied, if there is such a thing. You feel like it's bloody. Caleb!
So it's not dead.
No, it's not dead.
The black goo is turning a nice shade.
That was a very
Yes.
valuable number.
That was
Those were
huge.
extremely valuable
Yeah.
numbers. Caleb.
Massive. Seeing my friend swing at this thing and knowing that this just energy in this area is just massively effective, I'm going to draw my bow and I'm going to shout thunder
Okay.
as I cast it.
Yeah. Advantage too.
Oh
Go for the crit.
Yep, go for the crit. Yes. Oh. Alright, so 16 plus 5, 21.
21 total is a hit.
Yes.
Good.
Lightning goes arcing through the horrific, swampish type environment and slams into the forest in its tempest.
2d6 instead of 1d8, right?
Correct. Plus your dex.
And that is max damage.
Nice. How
Plus 3, so 15.
15 points of damage. Okay.
So,
We're blowing this thing up.
You are blowing this thing
Good
up.
last round.
Sickness!
you do have a dex save, though.
That's correct, you get the dex save.
If you pass
She
that
makes
damage.
an advantage, but what was the attack roll?
Uh,
16 plus 6, 22?
yeah.
Did he
It
beat
was
that?
21.
It was
21?
Yeah.
So he's gonna take half that.
Okay, so 15.
15.
15 and a half, so.
So.
Can I reach him?
7 or 8.
7.
Oh, the 10 point reach.
Absolutely.
Combo time. And they're at advantage.
Advantage, yes they are.
Okay, so this is the first strike.
And he is so distracted by the lightning and that he rolls a
Whatever I
natural
do.
1, so go ahead and attack.
This one's a 24.
That's definitely a hit.
And then it's, 7, but I'll go for advantage. Oh, they're both 7. So 7 and 6 is 13 for the buff.
That's a hit, 2
Oh, they're
hits.
both hit, okay.
Correct.
You get an additional attack.
And you get
as well.
additional attack because you
If you
rolled that
roll
one on
one,
his
you roll
defense.
that one on his defense.
Ooh,
Right.
with the pointy
With
end?
the pointy end. Yep.
Advantage?
Yes.
Very fire, okay.
16 plus a 22.
It's a 4 plus a
Yep. So that one
6.
missed. That one missed. But your first 2 attacks did hit.
Okay. 14.
14.
Also.
Oh, plus my strength, 18.
18? Okay. Is that
Another
both?
max
Is that both of
damage
them
swing.
together?
Yeah, that was nice.
Is that both of them together?
Yeah, those both together.
Okay.
I rolled it all at once.
18. Sorry.
So it would be 4 bludgeoning, but the rest slashing.
You
It's
can-
2 attacks, so you have to roll my strength, add my strength twice.
Correct.
22 total. Sorry.
Okay. So, what was that? What's your strength bonus?
Plus 4.
Plus 4. Okay. He's definitely feeling in bad shape, but it's his turn again.
Bring it on! Still got 7 intelligence. Let's go!
I have a suspicious feeling that Todd went dyslexia on his health because he probably one-tapped him and didn't want to say it.
No.
You know, it's one of those things, everyone was like, well, I wasn't expecting that. That 47 is gonna be a 74.
The numbers are literally all still right there if you want to see. So,
I try to not look on the
Steven
screen.
made a good point, it's getting progressively harder.
Yeah.
so first everybody makes the save as it hits the screen inside of his head. Nope. 18 plus 6.
18 plus 6, so
There you go.
24.
We all take it.
What?
Nobody has that.
24.
Let's make that roll an 11.
An 11, so that's 17. Damn.
I made it!
I
Exactly.
actually did get some.
Still fail.
Okay.
Oh, do you lose your spell?
I have to roll.
He's gonna have to roll. So who failed? Okay, so intelligence and wisdom. Wisdom goes down by 3, and intelligence goes down by 3.
Oh my gosh. Well, Ragnar's got brain cells to spare, right?
And 4 points of physical damage.
I'll take all the brain stuff.
I hung it before I bunged it.
And then the 2 of you that are right here, I'll roll for.
This is not good.
What do we got? We got Cygnus and Varkus right here, right?
Yeah, bring it
Okay,
on.
Cygnus is blue. They have the claw that comes literally out of his body, just comes out and tries to rape both of you. With a double 11 plus 6, so 17 to hit.
That claw is not just a finger after my head.
18.
That's what misses.
14.
Plus your flex bonus.
Oh, plus my defense bonus. Oh, is he still blessed?
No,
I
I
know
don't
it's
get
less
that.
than round it. I used all my spells.
Defense is the first number.
Six.
30, 20.
That's right. Okay, so it misses both of you. And then, all of a sudden, he disappears and reappears over here.
Oh, that is just wrong.
Bastard. Good thing we got rage attacks.
Felix.
I'm still out.
Felix, first thing you have to do is make a roll to see if you can maintain
Fairy
it.
fire. Please keep the fairy.
Double 19s?
That's it.
Oh, that's pretty
You
good.
managed to, despite the terror, you managed to hold on to your focus, and he still has the fairy fire on him.
And I'm sorry to abandon everybody, but
I thought you said it was 3:30.
I did say 3:30, but my wife is she has to leave at 3 to get there at 3:30.
Oh, okay, because I kind of,
And
all right.
I apologize,
Okay.
but Kayla commanding.
Okay.
You want to hold on to my sheet?
Do my best. And then I'll leave it here with Todd.
Great idea. Thank you. Sorry.
It's a bummer, because there was a wrap-up piece that I had specifically for you, because it was the thing that, okay,
Give me the camera.
okay. All right.
We all rapid fire kill it. Like,
Okay.
really fast.
I'll use magic
just let me
stones
get on
and
it.
I will, okay, go for it.
No.
Okay. I mean, he's almost dead anyway, so, that's, Ragnar, go for it.
Magic missile.
Yeah. We're just gonna rapid fire kill.
Right, it's gonna be, give me 2 minutes.
Okay, sure.
We got it. We got it.
Because it's really, he's right to the,
I'm gonna
10
nat
points?
20 at Thunder.
10 points,
If that's not.
close enough. He's dead, okay, so he dies, and so everybody, all of a sudden, this horrific scream goes into all of your heads, so much so that the pain just agonizes you, and you all black out, and you fall over into the muck and the slime, and when you awaken, you are no longer here, instead you are all passed out in the, there's somebody else's missile, there we go. You are passed out here in the courtyard. and you're just absolutely exhausted.
We had a rager on the lawn.
Correct. And the first one to wake up is the paladin. And when the paladin wakes up, his deity is standing over him, looking down at you, and she is smiling, and she's incredibly proud of the.
Is it a 20-foot tall woman?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So staring over you, and she says that you are her champion, and that now she knows what they are facing because your eyes were able to get inside the temple to see it. And she holds out the gold coins that she has, and you see one gold coin go to each of the members.
Okay.
And that gold coin is basically, it's a better form of inspiration. If you make a bad roll, after the bad roll, you can decide to spend the coin and be able to actually get a different roll. Okay? Correct.
Okay.
And once per day, you, because of your loyalty and your bravery and stuff, you can heal yourself for an extra 2d6 points of damage.
Okay.
Once per
As
yourself.
an innate ability.
Right, as an innate ability, as a bonus action, you can heal yourself for an extra 2d6 points of damage.
Okay.
To keep you going for the, not just for him, because this, there'll be something for each one of you as different sessions go along. This happened to be the hunting cultist was definitely down the line of the paladin. So, and you guys have defeated the Doomspeakers in this area, and did you enjoy the session?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
great.
Super
We're not trying to do something different than
Wow,
just
definitely.
cultists and rogues.
I like this thing about that.
Yes, that's Warlock, WizKid's mini. That's one of the demons. I can't remember what he is off the top of my head, but he's one of the demons. This is a World of Warcraft figure.
Nice.
It is. There's a whole bunch of them, and I was like, those things make perfect deities.
I love this.
So,
That was crazy. I think it's got the chain, the weapon
Yeah.
that's chained on. That's
Yep.
really nice.
it's basically it's a paladin of some kind or whatever it is, but I think it's a paladin priest. To be honest, I was like, you know what? That's why I asked you. I was like, is yours a female? I was like, I got that. I was like, I got a mini for that.
It is a
So,
gal, yeah. Beautiful.
Yep. So, congratulations. And you guys have to tell me. So, do you want to go after the pirates? You don't have to decide right now. You want to go think about. You want to go after that pirate who escaped? You want to go after the treasure map? You don't know what it is, but they can tell you. The treasure map. That remember that you got when you're on board. You swipe. There's that. You can head off into the forest and go after. Thank you. Just go hunting because you know that there's all kinds of forts and stuff. In other words, just test your luck and see what's.
I do like pirate treasure.
Oh, yeah, I think
Yeah, the pirate
Sea
treasure would be,
adventure? There's also
would be
the
a sea
basement.
adventure if you want to go do
I
that.
like to see that. He's got both.
Yeah.
The wizard tower basement.
Oh, yeah, the wizard tower.
Right, and there's the basement of the wizard tower if you want to do a dungeon crawl type thing.
I felt this was somewhat dungeony,
Oh yeah, that's just,
so maybe if you guys wanted to switch it up, maybe we go and find some treasure.
Yeah.
Let's do a treasure map.
Okay,
I like to see.
okay. So the next session will be you guys are heading out in the ocean. You head back to town and you're gonna be able to rent out with the privateer ship in order to go out hunting after some pirates.
Cool.
So, good job.